What up? What up? What up, everybody? All right, I am continuing off this live stream. I know for those of you who follow me on the channel and those that follow my channel religiously, you're probably wondering like, "Yo, what the heck? It's Friday. What are you doing?" um, I'm just basically carrying on this conversation that was actually started back on a Facebook group called Kings of Throwbacks. If you're not a part of it, I highly recommend being a part of it because it's definitely a great group and a great set of people. And they were talking about a couple of topics about like Jersey mental health, and also talking about like thoughts of people who resell or who charge for legit checks and stuff like that. So it was a great conversation. Um, and then the conversation started to kind of get off the rails a little bit, and that's kind of how um, this prompted me to go live on my live stream here tonight. So I know it is big shout outs to Throwback King, man, for really hosting that episode on Kings of Throwbacks, because it was a great conversation. There was a lot of deep and meaningful insights and perspectives of all types of different walks of life, you know what I'm saying? So um I'm basically hopping on this platform because I tried to do it from Facebook Live. I originally wasn't going to go live on my channel, and it was one of those things that kind of made me want to start this. So I will post the link now. If you guys want to hop on. If you are not part of Kings of Throwbacks, you're probably like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So we could fill you guys in. I mean, we don't even have to talk about that. I just figured it's Friday night. Just got home from a long day of work, so I'm just here chilling, having a hangout, man. Just like I did. I know I didn't go live this week when I was scheduled to go live, typically on Wednesdays. I had some other arrangements to take care of for good reason, of course, which you guys will find out about very, very soon. Um, but yeah, man, I guess consider this live to make up for not going live on Wednesday. So definitely, you guys are getting your fix right now. So I have two guests that are in the queue. I'm gonna let hop on. And if anybody wants to join, the floor is open on the link, which you will find in the live chat for you guys to tune in. So, all right, first things first. Big John, what up? What up?
What's up, Rez? How you
What's up,
doing, man?
man? Rocking the Celtics. I see you. Okay, okay.
St. Patrick's Day, man. I didn't get to wear this jersey yesterday, so I was like, you know what? Let's just get on Rez's jersey, Rez is live, and just rock it.
That's what's up. For sure, man. I appreciate you hopping on tonight, man. And of course, I have another guest, the man, the myth, the legend, Throwback King. What's up,
The
bro?
man that missed the legend. What up, man?
Oh, you got
Hey,
a
I
guest.
appreciate those kind of words, man.
Yeah,
Oh, for
Now
sure.
I'm in the car.
I was thinking.
Inside joke. Yeah, I was watching the live.
That's funny. Yeah, man. So like I wanted to kind of just piggyback off your live, and we don't have to talk about it because we kind of said what we needed to say. But for anybody that is that follows me and that's not a part of Kings, we were talking about basically like Jersey mental health, and how does it affect you, and does it affect you, and then also talking about people who charge for like legit checks and stuff. 'Cause I know I touched that on a previous live that I did, but it was broken down a little more, with that live stream. But I mean, like, this is just a Friday night hangout. You want to talk jerseys, talk whatever, sports, pickups, sneakers, hat, whatever. The floor is open tonight, man. So what is this?
Yeah, yo, like I said, yo, I like that live on Kings, man. I appreciate you for sharing. You know what I'm saying? It's tough for a lot of people can't do what we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we're better than them or anything like that, but it's tough to like really express yourself and put your emotions on the table, especially on camera with people like you don't know or anything like that. And I appreciate you taking the time and sharing your story, sharing your mindset from the past, present, and moving forward, which is always dope, man. Because like I said, I always say, man, you might not touch everybody. Pause. I might touch anybody on different levels, but if you touch one person, if it got to their head and you made them think, that's awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all about having these conversations And I know it's fun to show pickups and talk jerseys, talk sports, and talk life, man. But sometimes, there's an ugly side to it. Sometimes it doesn't have to be ugly, but there's a side to this collecting that we all do that makes us do things that sometimes we regret, or sometimes just bad choices in life. You know what I'm saying? To get that satisfaction as a collector, man. So I appreciate you, coming on and really sharing your story. And obviously, like, not everybody from your subscribers base is a Kings member, but man, if people
Check
would have
it
heard
out.
what you,
Follow King.
if people would have heard what you said and what Luca was saying and what Derek, and it was just amazing. It was an amazing conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, sometimes we start talking about sports, we talk about other things, but when we start really like going deep into a conversation, it's so dope, man. It's really, really dope.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. And that's what I love about the group, is that we can all approach it in a way where we're not like being judgmental. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that I said, at least for myself, I can only speak on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? But chances are, if I'm feeling this type of way, somebody else might be feeling that type of way, or they might be going through something and they're trying to figure out how to deal with those types of you know hardships or challenges, or however you want to assess it. Because me being here on YouTube, for me personally, it's tough because I feel like, and yourself and Big John, I know Snacks, you were talking about how, like, you call yourself Throwback King, and everybody, you sometimes you feel like, oh, I feel I'm the Throwback King, so I gotta have this newest throwback, I gotta have this. But in reality, it's like, it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you have bills to pay, you have limited space, you have other priorities that you need to tend to.
Do you feel the pressures of, since you came back from YouTube? I mean, came back. You always been on YouTube, but since you came back, as hard as you've been going, as far as like the content that you've been putting out, do you feel the pressure of of making this content, and do you feel the pressure of I know before, like, it was really important for you to get what was it called when you're part of your partner, and you hit that goal, which is amazing. Is like, what do you feel the pressure of continuing building that audience, building that subscriber count?
Yeah, no, it's
So what I'm basically asking, like, what are your pressures as a YouTuber and as a Jersey head and as a content creator?
I mean, I think, to be honest, like, in a nutshell, it's just meeting the quotas, meeting the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because now that I'm monetized, I feel like there's this extra level of pressure on me now, where I feel like I have to maintain a certain quota in order to continue being monetized. And I mean, I'm not making like big money, like, it's not life changing to the point where I could quit my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's nice to know that I'm getting paid with money to do something that I'm passionate about. And
Right.
obviously, like, I just got monetized like a year ago, like less
Right.
than a year ago. And so that just shows I've been around YouTube for almost a decade, I think over a decade now, and I was doing it for free the whole time. I mean, I know I stepped out for like 6 years or whatever
Yeah,
the
you
year.
did step out. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I was still passionate about making content. And when I came back, 3 years ago, I was striving to continue to make content, but I had a game plan, where I was like, oh, now I could potentially make money off this, and let's try to maintain that authenticity of my personality. But now I have resources, I have a camera, I have knowledge of B-roll, I have editing software, so all that kind of transpired into doing my videos the way they're being done now, promoting the channel the way it's being promoted now. Now we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have all these different social medias now that can help boost, the audience
Yeah,
and
definitely. Yeah.
visibility. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you put that all together, and that kind of transpires into the pressure. The pressure of feeling like, oh, I gotta get a pickup. Oh, I haven't done a video in a week. on average, I'm posting 2 videos a week or whatever. I gotta go live every Wednesdays, otherwise, I'm not staying true.
Do you feel yourself? Do you feel yourself not? Have you made a video where you really wasn't in the mood to make it, but you made it just to keep up with your audience?
Yeah, absolutely, and that was actually a live stream. Wasn't really like a video, but it was a live stream, and it was hold on, I'm sending a link to Mac if he wants to hop on.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. You could feel like you really wasn't yourself, and I felt like I was part of that live, I think, and you could really feel like you were just going with the flow of it, and you wasn't really like into it like you normally are. You didn't have your personality the way it was going. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
And if I rubbed anybody the wrong way, because I know there was probably other people in that live, I do apologize. I wasn't like mad at you or whoever might have anticipated it like that. But if somebody like Throwback King can notice that, somebody else might notice it too. And it was one of those things where I wasn't mentally, I was drained. I'm not making excuses or anything. I'm just giving context to
that's some real shit,
that way. But it was like, I was just not in the mood to do a video at the time. And because of my schedule that I normally do, I was like, just push through it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been better with that. Like, I've been working on that for myself because I'm trying to find that fine line of balance. And, this kind of goes back to like the whole conversation that you sparked earlier this evening about, finding a balance of your mental health with jersey collecting, because it's a real thing. Whether people want to say it or not, it affects us in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with a lot of people, some people are delusional about it, where they say it doesn't, but then they find reasons to convince themselves otherwise, that, oh, no, it's okay. I could buy this. I could get this. I could pass up on this, type of thing. And
right,
you got to be very, very self-aware, because I know I'm making it sound like it's all cut and dry. It's not. There's a point where you have to experience it. At least for me, like I reached that point more than one occasion, and it sucks because it starts getting to the point now where it makes me like question, like, man, this is not good for me. This is not good for me to collect jerseys. This is not good for me to collect sneakers. It's not good for me to collect in general. And no, it shouldn't be like that. This stuff is all maintainable, and I feel like it's healthy in moderation, as long as you're buying at your own pace without hearing whatever you're hearing outside. It's good. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like we steer far away from that because we get so distracted by all these outside ears, or mouths coming from other types of directions. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one person on my one of my videos, he commented on my 49ers vlog video I did like months ago, and he was asking me, he's like, yo, like, when are we gonna get another like 49ers vlog video? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it almost compels me to go there and then buy something and be different from the last time I did my vlog.
right?
And that's not the right way to approach it. Because then I feel like I'm getting pressured into going there just to buy a jersey and then get more views and stuff. And it has happened. It has happened to me. I don't know if it has happened to you guys, but it shouldn't be that way. And people need to understand and differentiate like those types of spur of the moment type of things, where you realize like, hey, like, is this really in my best interest to do that and buy this? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of goes.
Rez, I'm at a point where I'm just gonna buy jerseys of players I like, that that mean something to me. I'm at that point. Like, I'm just gonna buy what I like. To me, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's your money. You hear that all the time, but it's the truth. Buy what you like. And for me, I can't tell you how many jerseys I have of players that mean something to me. Of course, my Bears jerseys, as well as players, like Junior Seau and, players like that mean a lot to me, that inspire me.
Right. You know what though, Big John? Like just to add to that, you know what I'm saying? Like that is a very important part of buying, you know, in this case, jerseys. Um, but I also feel like people need to understand if you're buying something of a player, I'm just using the jerseys example. If you're buying a jersey of a player that you really, really enjoy and love, that's great. Just make sure it's not affecting your financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to use LeBron James as a perfect example. One of my favorite players of all time. Love LeBron. How many jerseys has he worn his career? I couldn't give you a number, but I can tell you it's more than my hands, you know, my fingers here. And, you know, that stuff starts adding up. And the fact that you now have like Nike who does multiple jerseys of the same player, and LeBron's just one player of like many that I like in the league. And, you know, there's that level of pressure where I feel like I got to get his statement. I got to get his city. I got to get his icon. I got to get his classic. You know, I got to get his Cavs. I got to get his rookie. Like there's just I got to get his high school jersey. We were just talking about that, about LeBron's Irish jersey. And I was like, I got to have that. I got to get this. And I'm like, bro, that's like 10 jerseys for LeBron James alone. And like, I still like other players. Well, I like Giannis. I like Luka Doncic. I like, you know, all these different types of players. And it's like, dude, I can't afford all that. Like that's, you know, that level of pressure gets put on you, and it makes you feel like you're compelled to buy the latest and the greatest. And I guess what I'm trying to say is like it's okay to pass it up now, and get it when you're in a better spot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna use these latest sales that we've been seeing, or you know, on like Mitchell and Ness and all these other websites, Fanatics and stuff like that. I passed on every sale. I'm not gonna say I didn't look, because I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't. But I looked. Believe me, I had a cart, and I was contemplating for like a good 15, 20 minutes. Like, should I buy this now? Maybe I should just buy one. Trying to convince myself when I already had my my limit already settled before even the year started. I told myself I'm not going to go over a certain dollar amount every year, or I mean every month, sorry. And I was already trying to convince myself otherwise. Like, nah, it's okay. It's actually cheap. You know, you can
There's that mental battle, man.
yeah. So I'm having these voices and these constant conversations with myself, and I'm realizing like, yo, like this is an addiction, and this can become a big problem if I don't control myself. You know what I'm saying?
And piggyback what I was saying before. I'm sorry to interrupt, but like kind of what Big John was saying. You know, you're a big LeBron James fan, but it doesn't make you less of a fan if you don't have all his jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So that was the point I was making before. Aiden, cut it out. My dog is fucking going nuts. So I was just saying before, like that's a prime example. I know Big John. You know, he collects certain players because it has a certain meaning to him. But because you don't have the jersey doesn't mean that feeling you have for the players go away. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't prove it otherwise, you know?
Right.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, no, that's truth right there, because you know, like Steph Curry too, you know, he's another example. Like that All-Star jersey just restocked. I think the jersey's horribly ugly. You know, it just looks awful. But I'm looking for it because I feel like, oh, I'm a Warriors fan. I gotta have this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I mean, I try to get it for retail, and I probably would have gotten it for retail had I known about it earlier. But you know, that's a jersey where I'm just like, it's cool. It's part of Warriors history, but I don't need it. At the end of the day, like I buy jerseys to wear. If I'm not going to wear that jersey or wear it as much as I would like to, it's really not worth buying. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make me any less of a Curry/Warriors fan. So
amen to that, man.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? But yo, your dog looking like he's about to eat you, bro. Yo, he want in on some of that. What you got, McDonald's?
But yeah, Rez, man, this is a great topic, you know, we're talking about, man. Like last year, you know, I just came into I joined the community, you know, and I tell you, so far in the year, I've definitely learned a lot, and I've grown a lot as well. You know, last year I was buying up way too many jerseys. This year, I've only bought really one, and that was one I placed order with True Custom at the end of last year, and you know I just got it in I think last month. So this year I'm slowing down. You know, like I said on the live on Kings. You know, my parents' 25th anniversary is next week, and you know that trip, man, and I'm really excited. You know, we've been saving up, and I'm just excited. And coincidentally, I think that we're going to be going on that trip around the time that that big old Jersey Head meeting is going to be going on in Philly. And I'm going to be like, oh, man.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you know, and that's not an easy thing to do. So you should really give yourself a pat on the back, Big John, because like it's not easy to pass up on deals and jerseys that you've been eyeing, especially when they're like practically in your face. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you know, you're just like, damn, this is hard. The way I put this in perspective, like an analogy is like, imagine you're trying to quit smoking and you're hanging out with a bunch of people who are smoking in front of you.
Yeah.
Like you're putting yourself in a position where you're basically setting yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have the willpower to say no and tell yourself that at the end of the day, these jerseys will be around. Now, they might be harder to find, but they're always going to pop up at some point in time. And you know, I haven't been proven wrong otherwise. That Dick Butkus Illinois jersey, right? I've been eyeing that jersey forever, even back in the day when I was collecting. I never found it, never saw it. And out the blue, I find it on eBay for a great price and still in great condition. And you know, I mean, it took like probably 10 years for that jersey to pop up, but you know, it popped up. And so
that's fine.
We just never know when it's going to show up. You know what I'm saying? So
no, it's crazy. Like we had that conversation about Jeff Blake. Literally, it popped up on eBay. So this is meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the same thing with like the Moses Malone, the Spirits of St. Louis jersey. I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Albert, but I was trying to get it from you, and I couldn't. I mean, I could have bought it, but like financially, I wasn't really fit to buy it at that time. Then you sold it, and then I was like, damn, you know, I missed out. But then when I had money later on, I found it again, and I was able to get it in my collection. So it's
the
like
Jersey
one of those
gods,
things.
man, they're real.
Huh?
The Jersey gods are real.
Exactly. Like if you're patient, deals will pop up, and they'll be in your court, and it'll be the time, man. So you know when the time's right, but you gotta fight the urge, man. That's kind of the struggles. That's the mental health. Going back to the mental health aspect of things, that's kind of where you start having these conversations with yourself, you know, and you gotta really. It's almost like you have the little angel and the little devil on your shoulders, like telling you, "Oh, if you do this, though, you'll have that. You could stunt." But then the angel's like telling you, like, you know, you have other bills to pay. This is not really the best time to do it now. You could always get it later. Why put yourself in a bad spot right now financially or whatever the case may be, you know, when you could always get it later when you're in a better spot to do so. So,
since you brought that up, I remember back in 2014. Remember I told you back when I was in high school, I did that project freshman year about Walter Payton. Remember when a buddy of mine let me, borrow his fake Walter Payton. I remember back then looking everywhere for a Walter Payton jersey, and I remember back in 2018 when I finally got me this, the replica one. I was so happy with that jersey, and of course it was a bit tight. You know, for some reason replicas don't like me. It was a Walter Payton jersey, but it had me looking like the fridge. But it wasn't until I joined this group that I ended up getting me not just one Walter Payton jersey, but two. And shout out to Derek, the Sarge, for blessing me with it. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have Sweetness in my collection. For me, a Walter Payton jersey was a grail because it took me a long time to get a Walter Payton jersey.
Yeah, for sure. No, that was one of my jersey's on my list for a long time too. That and then Barry Sanders. Like I
I just feel like those are staples in jersey heads.
Yeah.
Like like you have to have one of those jerseys, man.
Yeah, I think like Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Earl Campbell. I feel like those Bo Jackson. Like I feel like
the Bo Jackson
like
definitely
in your collection to have, man.
Eric Dickerson too.
Dickerson, that's another one. Let me just highlight some comments real quick. I know I've been kind of highlighting them, but I haven't really been like reading them out loud. But Real Money, shout outs to Real Money, man. Who said Rez is putting up good content. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. He also said Throwback King was going major hard on the content back in the day. Now he graduated to OG status. Real Money also said, I collect sports cards and jerseys, and I'm on a 3-month break for the simple fact I broke the bank last year. So I feel you guys. Hey, bro, that it takes a big man to admit that, or person to really just make that and come out. You know what I'm saying? And again, guys, I'm not trying to judge anybody in here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all have some type of I guess jersey addiction or some type of collecting addiction or whatever the case may be. This is a place to come and just kind of talk amongst ourselves without feeling like you're being judged. And trust me, I go through this every single day whenever I go out on the store or go online or go on my app, whatever the case may be, man. So there was a comment also that I wanted to highlight. He said, even though you have a lot of jerseys, is there a Holy Grail jersey that you feel you don't have? Yes, absolutely. I mean, by
the way, I think I'm sorry to interrupt, but that Holy Grail word gets thrown around way too much that I think it loses its essence of a Holy Grail. I don't want to call it holy. Let's just call it a Grail, or your white whale jersey. I just feel like sometimes everything's a fucking Grail nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like something that just came out that's still available on mitchellandnash.com is a Grail for somebody. I'm not saying it has to be rare. It has to be, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like every jersey is everybody's Grail. So I'm curious, like, what do you consider a Grail, and what is a Grail that you haven't achieved yet?
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, Swale, for me, believe it or not, a lot of my Grails are actually college throwbacks. And I know it's interesting because I don't watch college sports as much, but like aesthetically, like I love the way college jerseys are designed, and the fact they're of players that I idolize in the major leagues makes it more, I guess, desirable for me personally. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would like. There's like a handful of college jerseys I can name, players and stuff like that. But I have not seen them ever since I started my collecting and stuff. But I don't know. Huh?
Can you name them?
Yeah, I could name some. I want to get. So I've been looking for a Ralph Sampson Virginia jersey, for a long time, and I know there was a brand that made them. And this brand, unfortunately, there's so many fakes.
Was the Headmaster?
No, it was made by 2934.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you. They make some dope jerseys if you get the authentic ones.
For sure, yeah. The Rick Barry Miami Hurricanes one, so dope. That brand 2934 also made them.
Nice to have that.
A lot of those jerseys from that brand are actually on my list. Randy Moss's Marshall jersey. I've always wanted the green one.
Oh, I missed that jersey, bro.
Never find it though. Like it's so hard to find. Like I just hope that somebody in the jersey community could custom make one, or some company will,
Yeah, that green just hits different, man. That's so like a Hunter shiny green. It's beautiful.
So fire. The Dick Buckhis was one, but I have it already. And then like some old gold of like Mitchell and Ness, like I definitely want to get me I'm looking for a Connie Hawkins Suns jersey, the purple one, which is really hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, that one doesn't pop up.
Yeah. And I could say like I could throw out customs out there, but I mean those I don't want to put customs on that list because they could be done at any given time.
Right. Yeah. But custom is
yeah.
all it just takes is money and time. That's it.
Yeah. So those are
The
just
hunt,
some
the
to
hunt
name a
is
few.
the hunt, the gratification, like when you find it and you fucking find it on eBay or some like Poshmark for like $20, and that shit feels fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the gratification of like waiting for your grails. Speaking of custom,
Perfect moment to enter the queue, man. What's up, man?
that was timed perfectly.
Did somebody say customs?
Somebody say
man.
customs.
Yeah,
Dr. Evil.
yeah, no, like that's kind of what I'm eyeing and stuff. But again, like I said, if it shows up, it shows up. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Like I think I've gotten to a point now in the Jersey game where, I don't let it break my bank. You know what I'm saying? Like if I find something for a great deal, and if it's something that I want, then yeah, nine times out of 10, I'll pull the trigger on it. But really though, like the most important thing is understanding what this purchase means and the potential, I guess, consequences of knowing what's going to happen if I'm not in a financially good spot at that moment in time. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's kind of like fear, like I'm kind of scaring myself a little bit, but at the end of the day, by doing that, it's allowed me to do more other, like have other opportunities. I think we lost Mac. I think he had a connectivity issue. He says, "Oh, so last live, my laptop died as we were talking and struggling. I'll get it charged up and be back." Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's why I'm charging my phone, and I went live on my YouTube on my computer. But yeah, nah, like Big John, like I don't know if like you have those types of battles. You know what I'm saying? Like mental health
Yeah.
battles, about like collecting
All
and
the time, man. All the time I have mental health battles, man. Those voices, dude, they love to creep in, man. And it's like, you know what my motivation is, man? I keep mentioning that trip, man, but when we go on that trip and just seeing I can just imagine my mom smiling, man. That's what's been motivating me, man, because it's like life is short, and I'm not gonna lie, I like saving up. I love saving up and accomplishing something that we've been talking about. Instead of just talking about it, we're doing it. That's what it's all about, man. And I'm just excited, Listen, yeah. Jerseys, they come and go, man, but experiences, man, it's all about the thrill, brother. The thrill, man.
Big facts, for sure.
Enjoy yourself. Listen, we only have one life, man. And for me, I want to enjoy it with my parents and just go out, man, see new places and just, meet new people. That's what it's all about, man. These jerseys, they'll be here, but the experiences won't, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely, and I will say this, just to make it sound like I am human and I'm not perfect. But had I made smarter jersey decisions or purchase decisions, I should say, in the last few months, I probably would have been able to make that trip. That Albert and a bunch of the other the OG jersey.
But you can't think like that, because whatever that's the worst thing you can do, obviously, for mental health. If you start looking at your closet, you start thinking like, man, you start putting dollars to what you spent, then you're gonna be like, fuck, I spent that much on a fucking jersey this year, and boom, boom, and you're just going to, like, you did what you did because it was the decisions you made. But moving forward, if you want to make that trip,
yeah,
this is where you make the decisions.
No, exactly. I mean, and that's, I definitely don't want to approach it that way. You know what I'm saying? But it also made me understand that, like, with all these purchases that we're compelled to buy, whether it be because there's a sale or whether it be because this is, this player did that last night or this team did that, it makes me feel like what other experiences and opportunities are out there if I decide to just not buy anything for a month or 2 months or whatever, the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like as collectors, I feel like we feel compelled to buy the latest and the greatest. And, we have to meet this number or quota or whatever, and that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case at all, because there's more to life than just collecting. And it's interesting because I actually just tweeted this on my Twitter, and I rarely use my Twitter, but for some reason, something in my mind just kind of compelled me to tweet that, like, yo, there's more to life than collecting. And
More
and
life
then,
than collecting?
huh?
You said there's more to life than collecting?
Yeah, that's basically what I said in a tweet. And then like you went live, and then you were talking about like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go live tonight and talk about this, and I'm like, yo, that kind of fell into what I
Yeah, I
said.
don't have Twitter, so I didn't see that.
Exactly, and I didn't see that until after the fact, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's like the gods, putting everything in together, making it fall.
Yeah, and we're not saying like too, like, you collect whatever you collect and it makes you happy, man, go for it, bro. But I did, like, another day is like, this is decisions we make in life, like Big John was saying. Sometimes you can substitute these jerseys for experiences, So
Yeah.
another experience is gonna be next week. Like, I have a couple of jerseys I want to buy, but I know prices of gas and tolls and all that stuff. I'd rather just put that money aside so I don't have to think about shit, I spend money on these jerseys. Now I'm struggling with tolls and shit like that, whatever. So,
Yo, Mac, you had something you want to say?
Yeah. So, something you said earlier. Of course, it was probably like 20 minutes now since my computer was being stupid. But you were talking about it, and you brought up the point of, I really like this player, or I collect this player. I feel like I have to have like every jersey that he wears. You know what I mean? To like consider yourself, a big fan, or even to feel like if you got that collection going, that it's like complete, right? And I actually had a situation very similar to that within the last like 3 weeks. So as you all know, I collect LeBron James jerseys. Not necessarily because he's my favorite player in the world. I mean, I respect what he does, but I just made a decision, like 20 years ago to decide to start collecting LeBron James jerseys. So I've got a pretty good sized collection because I stuck with it all the way through. But because of COVID and other various things, in 2021, they didn't have retail authentic All-Star Game jerseys available for public consumption. So there were supply chain issues because of COVID, residual from 2020. The game got moved from Indiana to Atlanta, just like a few weeks before the game. So they just didn't make any. There are a few swingmans out there, but no authentics. So basically, probably about 4 weeks ago, it was when the All-Star Game was happening. I checked NBA auctions just randomly, and they actually had game-issued 2021 All-Star Game jerseys up for sale. Now, there's no way I'm going to get like a game-worn LeBron jersey. That's way too expensive. Even the game-issued LeBron was way too expensive. But maybe I could afford a Rudy Gobert or a Domantas Sabonis to kind of turn into a LeBron James jersey. So I'd have the authentic jersey, but I'd have to do a little bit of customization. And I like gave it some serious thought, but I knew that it was going to come at a price. Like if I wanted to keep this run of every single LeBron James All-Star Game jersey together, I knew I was going to have to spend like between $700 to probably $1,200 on this jersey, and then have to customize it. So I had the auction up the night of. I was actually having some dinner with some friends, and I'm telling them about it, and they threw some questions out at me, which was helpful because, they're kind of on the outside of this jersey collecting, arena that we're in. And it made me ask myself some questions, some of the same ones that you asked yourself, Rez, like, is this going to really have that big of an impact on, what my plans for these jerseys are. You know, like, is missing this one All-Star game jersey going to really impact the total value of the collection that much? You know, I have no doubts that if I got the jersey, I customized it, that could be a $5,000 jersey down the line, no question. And that would be essentially like a $4,000 profit whenever I decided to sell it. But what's that $4,000? Like, it's a lot of money, no doubt. But in the grand scheme of things and what that $1,000 meant to me on that Wednesday night, you know, a few weeks ago, is it worth it? And I ran the analysis and I was like, shit, man, I've already got, you know, like 60 LeBron James jerseys. If I'm missing that jersey under the circumstances that I'm missing it, like, I don't really think it's going to matter. You know, like, yeah, I'll still have the other 17 All-Star game jerseys, which is, you know, probably like at least 7 more than most people would have. So, you know, I made that decision, and the Domantas Sabonis, I think it went for like $1,200 or something like that. I think the Gobert went for, you know, like $775 or something like that. And, you know, the next day I was like, maybe I should have dropped $800 on it. But now that I'm separated from it a little bit, I like am at peace with it. You know, like, it is what it is. And it just wasn't the right time. Like, down the line, if that jersey comes back to me and I have an opportunity to buy it at, you know, $700 and I have the money, you know, maybe I will. But it just wasn't the right time for it then. And like you said, it doesn't mean that it devalues the rest of the LeBron James collection that I have. So, you know, I think you bring up a good point there.
Did it during the whole thought process that you're going through trying to justify it, like, would you say that it, like, you know, it touched your mental health a little bit to the point where you were really trying to, you know, where it was affecting you? Or?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm very mindful of trying to make progress from my prior self decisions. So, you know, when I was in the process of making that decision, literally in my mind, I was thinking, you know, Mac a year ago would have bought this jersey, no question. Like, all gas, no brakes, whatever it took. Like, let's get this thing. Like 10 years ago, absolutely. I'm like, but yo, this is an opportunity to show that you've grown. You know, this is an opportunity to prove that to yourself. And I was like, you know, I don't need it. You know, I like calmly said to myself, like, this isn't going to change things. You don't need to buy this. Like, you can let it go. The world will keep spinning and you'll still have a ridiculous LeBron James jersey collection at the end of the day, you know? And it was a very just kind of like, yeah, we're doing this, you know, or we're not doing this. And, you know, the next day I was cool with it. And I talked to King Leo and he was like, those jerseys are trash anyway. Fuck them for not making them in retail. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
They're trash until they make it for retail. You're like, oh, I need it.
I need it. No, but I mean, if they made it and it was $200, that's a much different conversation than dropping, you know, almost a G on it. Yeah. So
that's how I was with the Steph Curry All-Star that just restocked, like, on Fanatics. Yeah. I slept really, really late the night before. I woke up really, really late the morning after, and then I just wake up with a flurry of messages like, yo, they have it, check it out. And a slight part of me was like kind of disappointed in myself that I missed it, because the time that it dropped, I was like literally that's the time I'm usually like at my job, sitting at my desk, looking at my phone. You know, so that would have been like the perfect opportunity to do it. But then also the fact that I missed it, you know, I told myself, like, is this really gonna affect my fandom to the Warriors, to Curry? No, it's not. One, I said from the beginning the jersey was like really not eye appealing to me, and it wasn't something that was like very desirable in my collection. And even if Fanatics didn't restock on that jersey, there's no way in hell that I would pay the price that it's currently marketed at right now, like from, you know, resellers and stuff like that. So it's one of those learning experiences, you know, and
Yeah.
I try to apply that with just purchases in general. You know, I might not always get it right, but I'm making an effort into really having those types of conversations with myself before I decide to hit submit payment or, you know, pull out my card or something, you know. So I think
Yep.
by
So,
age and wisdom really helps you.
I'm Diddy. I want to ask you a question, man.
Yo.
I already know the answers for me. Like, are you gonna feel the pressure to buy something because we going to the Mitchell and Ness store?
No, not at all. Actually, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'll probably leave there with nothing. But then I did see the Carolina shorts for the Jordan. I might cop those, but that's just because I'm a big North Carolina fan, and I think they did a good job on them. I think the jersey is trash. So I mean, I have like no interest in wanting to buy that. So I've already made them anyway. So I'm good. So that helps. You know, that's one thing that Derek talked about earlier, and it sounds kind of messed up, but it's one of the reasons that I started Rivalry. You know, because I was like, how can I scratch this itch in a more economic way? You know, and I was like, well, shit. At the time, Mitchell and Ness was putting out stuff that looked like it was, you know, knockoff. You know, and I was like, I can do it better than this. And I was like, not only that, but instead of dropping $300, it might cost me a heck of a lot less to just make it myself. And so, you know, I started trying it out. And once I kind of got some stuff down, you know, I wanted to try to offer that to other people, you know, as a way to pick up some cool stuff that they couldn't get elsewhere for, you know, more affordable pricing, you know, kind of like share the wealth a little bit. And, you know, it's not like I don't make any money on it, but I'm certainly not, you know, rolling in the dough. Like anybody that knows me knows that. So, you know, I still make way more money in my 9 to 5 than anything I do on the side hustles front. So, but yeah, I think, you know, Derek brings up some great points, man. Like when he's talking, you know, I hope people are listening. You know, obviously Rez and Albert, you know, you guys bring up great points. John, you know, I know you're new to the groups, man, but you're so passionate and, you know, you care about people and care about the group. So, you know, we all bring something to the table, and the conversations that you guys are having are really cool, man, because this shit didn't exist, you know, 20 years ago when I first got into it. I was out there just like acting like a maniac. So it's it's nice to have people that, you know, you can chat about that stuff with and kind of understand like the thought process and, you know, trying to talk yourself into and out of things. So
yeah.
No, but the funny thing is, like I always say, everybody's in different levels of collecting. There's probably that Mac from 10 years ago. There's probably a guy right now who's like, what the fuck these old dudes talking about? I'm buying everything. I'm getting the Jordan, the jersey. I'm getting the shorts. I'm getting the matching hat. I'm going to Mitchell Ness. I'm going crazy. What the hell these dudes talking about? That's what I'm saying.
We can spot them from a mile away, you know, like there's this dude in the Marvel card community. I see him like popping up in everybody's lives. He's got like, you know, $800,000 cards, and I'm sure he makes good money. You know what I mean? But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I'm like, I recognize you, like, cause I've been
that
there.
was me.
You know what I mean? I was you.
Yeah.
So,
right.
yeah.
So like, I'm gonna, you know, with me, like, I know in my head, I'm like, one, like Mitchell and Ness, the store, they, you know, they discriminate against big guys. So I'm gonna be good in that department. But
I'm
you know,
with you, bro.
you know, we gotta stick together. But you know, maybe a hat. I don't even fucking wear hats like that. But I'm going there just for, you know, the experience of going with the guys and stuff like that. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta buy something. I already think King Leo's gonna go walk in there like fucking Pretty Woman when she got that. when you know, I'm showing my age right now, but y'all get the reference. He's gonna walk in there like Pretty Woman and fucking go crazy, and we're all gonna look at him like Jesus. So I doubt Leo is not gonna walk out of there with nothing.
I spoke to him the other day, and I was like, actually no, I was talking to him earlier today, and I was like telling him like if he's gonna film, And he was like, nah. He's like, I wasn't even thinking. He's like,
I'm filming.
You're filming?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna film it and have my brother edit it for me.
for sure. Nah, that's gonna be dope. But he
I'm
was
not gonna
saying
go
that
crazy. I'm gonna film, little here things in there, whatever's our private moment is a private moment. But when we all chilling, hanging out, this is like something like that needs to like get archived.
Oh, easily, for sure, man. I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was there, I definitely would have filmed it. Definitely would have made. I would have definitely recorded every moment. Well, with the public moments and stuff like that. But I'm sure there's gonna be like heart-to-heart conversations during that meetup. But yeah, man.
I might bring my my Super Nintendo so we can get some fucking Madden 95. Go on NBA Live 95.
bring the Lord Zed helmet and then
oh definitely I'm driving it with on all the way down to Philly.
Yeah.
Lord Zed helmet.
Yo,
I'm driving it with on all the way down to Philly.
Yo, you hear me?
Lord Zed helmet.
I think you're having I could hear the like echoing, so I don't know if you have to like you might have to Michael, you might have to mute your the live stream that you have open or close that and then hop on through just the link, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I know
that's probably what happened.
That might not make any sense, but what's happening is that you have your screen on where we're talking right now, and then you have another screen open where you're actually in the queue, so you're hearing the echo. So what's happening is that you have your screen on where we're talking right now. I don't know if you hear me, but I'm just gonna mute you for a second, and then okay, he's having technical difficulty. Hopefully, we'll see him hop back on.
Is that the guy that has all his jerseys like personalized to him?
Yep. And he has all the sand nets and stuff like that. So
and they're all say his last name.
Yeah.
Number 30, Haskins.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been around for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Yep. No, for sure. Yeah. So I mean, like, and terms just kind of going back, to everything. And again, guys, like this is an open live. We don't just have to keep talking about this subject. It's a great conversation. But like in terms of who's that, Miles?
Bro, you need to stop showing Miles stuff, bro.
That's fire. What was I gonna say? I had something I was gonna say that I totally forgot.
That we don't have to talk about this subject, and then he was gonna.
And then I just Miles bombed this.
No,
Miles bombed me basically.
I actually went to the flea market. Oh, there you go. That's dope. About a week ago, and I saw some cards there, and I was scared, man, because I was like,
what type of cards?
They were like some football and basketball cards. I don't know, like I didn't really look enough to like know, like, okay, is this like a upper deck exclusive or whatever? Like I don't know jack-ish about
Yo,
cards.
when you sent me a link on a spawn graded 9.8, I was like, bro, you do not want to go down this.
Oh nah, yeah, for sure, dude.
You don't want to go down this road, bro.
It would have been a good one though.
That was like, that's definitely a comic that that I had as a kid, but to know now that like you could get stuff graded and like get value out of this type of stuff makes me really like intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I mean, regardless, I would buy the comic just to read, but like now that I'm older, like I look at stuff like as investments as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to just buy stuff and then not have anything I could recoup if something happened and I needed to just sell, my stuff.
The 9.8 Spawn is one of those comics that just inches his way. Like it never dips. It's just slowly, like the softest little jump here. And like I never seen it dip like hard, but it just slowly goes up. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn investment.
For the 9.8 Spawn 1, like I this is just for me personally, but I want it autographed by Todd McFarlane. Like I don't, I know that's gonna cost way more money, but I'm like I'm highly considering pulling the trigger on something like that because again, like Spawn was a big part of my childhood when I was younger, and the fact that Todd McFarlane created this character of somebody that I really enjoyed when I was younger, and even still to this day, like makes me feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, dude. But then when I sent you that listing and it was like gonna end in like 5 minutes, I literally placed a bid.
What?
And when I placed the bid, yeah, when I placed a bid, my heart dropped because I was like, dude, did I really just drop? Am I really willing to pay this?
You got outbid it.
I got outbidded. So I was like, okay. But I was also like, damn, dude, but this is gonna go, this is a rare piece, man. And how often
McFarlane is a whore bag when it comes to signing. So
yeah,
that's something
really?
like Stan Lee's autograph. Even though he passed away, he was definitely just fucking signing anything towards the end. So there's a lot of Stan Lee autographs. He has a tendency to sign like in the worst places. Like that's like his. If you ever see Stan Lee autographs, he tend to sign on like Spider-Man's face, like on the stupidest spot. It's so hilarious. There's so many really, really bad Stan Lee autographs, and some like characters that has nothing to do with Stan Lee. I'm like, why the fuck do we have this? Anyways, so yeah, McFarlane. That's something. Trust me, it's always around. I'm around it all the time because every other Saturday, this guy has a ton of McFarlane autograph Spawn stuff. I just have one, but it's a G.I. Joe. He did a G.I. Joe, and I got autographed. But that's something like, bro, you're not gonna miss out. Like when you're ready for it, you can find it, bro. It's not one of those things like, man, it's really rare to find. Right now, you go on eBay, you probably find a ton of McFarlane autograph Spawn. Spawn number ones.
That's good to know. That's good to know. All right. Looks like I have Michael back on the queue, so I'm gonna try again and have him pop on real quick. Yo.
What's going on, gentlemen?
There we go. What's up, Michael?
Yo.
I was surprised to see broadcasting on a Friday. I was like, okay.
Yeah, a little spontaneous, man, this week. But
most of you young cats are out there doing God knows what, but that's all right.
That's
all right. I'm sitting here checking you guys out and watching NBA, the NBA package, League Pass, Chicago and Phoenix. They're on a break right now. I'll tell you the score is in just a sec. But then again, in this age of media and technology, you can find that out anytime, let alone watch the replay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you, back in my day, we wish we had something like this. We had to wait till the next morning.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on, Michael. I know you're no stranger to the channel and the live streams. I know you hopped on before.
And I see we got a big time delay. I just saw myself do that little routine. Oh, my God.
You're good, man.
We can hear you live fine.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. But yeah, like tonight's topic, was kind of
oh wait, no wonder I saw myself because I got my let me kill my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm in real time. All right. Yeah, us young. Oh, that's young. Excuse me. Damn, young. I'm 56. Yeah, like I'm young.
Nah, you're good, man. Yeah, I mean tonight's topic is pretty open, but we were actually talking about a previous conversation that we were having on Kings of Throwbacks. I don't know if you were one of the people tuning in that earlier this evening, but it was kind of like talking about like the Jersey mental health mentality of things. Like how does it affect your mental health? And then also like thoughts on people who like basically charge to do legit checks. I know all of us in here are knowledgeable. I know we could tell a real from a fake like almost every single time, but for people who are totally new to this, you know what I'm saying? And people that are out there charging people to do like legit checks of what we know, like what are your thoughts on that?
I wasn't aware people were charging for legit checks.
So Snacks, maybe you could add some insight to that because you saw it earlier today, which prompted you to.
But
this is a guy on YouTube. There's a guy on YouTube that says he charges $5 via PayPal if you want me to legit check something for you.
No.
So he's providing a service, And I believe if you're providing a service, you better be 100% all the time. You can never be wrong. You can always, like, you know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do. But, you know, as Jersey heads, I already see you shaking your head. I would never, ever. I'd rather put in the research to find if something's real. With all these YouTube videos and all these, the internet, you can put some
time
in, save those $5, man. But
let alone Snacks, will you get your jersey back?
If it was fake, right?
Yeah,
No,
that right true, there. Right? That right there. Send my jersey so you can check out. Yeah, right. I'd rather
not actually sending the jersey. Like literally, like you're sending a link to the person to see if the jersey is real before they purchase it. So what my mentality is, if you're providing a service like that and you're charging people, you better bat 1,000, and you better never get it wrong. Because the day you get one wrong, your credibility goes down the fucking drain.
I can understand that. Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, if no, buyer beware.
Basically, that's all you can say, right? Buyer beware.
Yeah, for real. Wow, that's a new one on me. Wow. Here's a question for you guys. Matter of fact, what is it? I mean, I kind of know, but what is it about Mitchell and Ness you guys like, and what do you think of Mitchell and Ness now since Pete Capolino sold the company? If I'm not mistaken, Mitchell and Ness is on their second ownership, quote unquote.
Probably, I think third.
Right?
Because they had Adidas, then they had whatever they had before this, and now they have Fanatics. So it's got to be their third.
Okay. All right.
If you take away, it's four if you take away Peter. So it's probably their fourth.
I was going to say, I wouldn't count Pete.
Yeah, I wouldn't count Peter. It went from Peter to Adidas to the person after Adidas and to Fanatics.
Okay.
So that basically they just ran a train through the whole to the Mitchell and Ness brand. And this is a conversation we had like a million times. Like, but I understand, like, it's personally, we are that old, get out of my yard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're never, like, we can pray to the Jersey gods all day. We're never gonna get that same quality or, their ethic code, whatever it's called. We're never gonna get that ever again. So right now we're just stuck with floral jerseys and collaboration jerseys.
The big thing with the jersey game now is the nomenclature, how they're labeling, marketing, defining these labels. Now you got, to me, it's going to confuse the collector or someone coming in as to what is a swingman and what is authentic. Now you got the term authentic swingman. Exactly what the hell does that mean?
That's like saying is an authentic replica.
Thank you. And even then, we all know the clear distinctions from authentic and swingman and replica. And in some instances, depending on how a jersey is made, screen printing vinyl, historically, some teams have done that. The best case scenario as far as basketball, the Chicago Bulls. So, and when you look at a replica, for example, the print, at least the ones made by Champion and Sanet, the prints were always smaller or they were off in some way that's clearly against what we see and register with our minds and eye as an authentic jersey. And even then, historically, with an authentic jersey, teams make modifications to where there are blatant, or you would have to look really hard to tell the difference. With Major League Baseball, for example, the Atlanta Braves did shrink their word mark a little I think they started I feel like saying 16, I could be wrong, but you could tell. Another example, the Lakers, because we all know how the Laker emblem is off so many degrees, and certain numbers, specifically 5-4, the 5 and 4s, or the 4s that Jerry West wore were completely different when Champion got them. I think Sanet still had them, or changed them when they got them from Tiernan, but little things like that. The eye registers. I mean, clearly what Byron Scott wore at a point was different from what Jerry West wore, but Byron Scott, he did wear the Jerry West raised effect type. You guys know what I mean. But little things like that. Our eyes, mind register.
The attention to detail. Yeah, the attention to detail.
I mean, and to your on the detail thing, I got me a Tiernan game worn that I got some years ago off of eBay for $50, believe it or not. And looking at how the zeros are compared to what Champion did, yeah, there's a big difference. It's almost like a D inside for the raised effect, if you could imagine that. Rez, look at my album, my NBA jersey album, and you can see what I'm talking about. I do have a close-up image of the digits. The guy's name is Garrett. He wore 00. Some years ago, believe it or not, NBA TV did broadcast a Christmas Day game between the Lakers and the Blazers, and it was a road game, or the game was in Portland, and Garrett did get in. And I was like, hey, he did play. He's wearing my jersey. I mean, he's wearing his jersey. And like you said, details. Oh, guys, guess who I made contact with last month? If you remember or heard of him, Ernie D. Gregorio.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
And I just told him, hey, I remember you back in your Braves days, and just wanted to say what a hell of a game he could play. And he did play for the Lakers. His Laker jersey is in circulation among collectors. I've seen it in auction houses. I sent him a picture of it, and I just basically thanked him, and he said, thanks. Real nice, short and simple. But with these detailed auction pictures, the detail you can see with the digital cameras nowadays, wow. I mean, I've seen things the naked eye didn't necessarily pick up. But then again, when I was coming up, we didn't have all this digital. We didn't even have digital broadcast. It was still good old analog. But again, bottom line, gentlemen, it's the details. It is the details. I was even trying to tell one guy in regards to the Knicks, because he loved that game they had against the Pistons, in that playoff game where he flew over the Pistons like a bird. And I'm trying to tell it because he keeps thinking or believes that the Knicks wore 8-inch numbers. And I'm trying to tell him the standard back then, historically, until the league changed with the mid-'80s, whatever, the Knicks always wore 6-inch numbers. And I'm trying to tell the guy, it's 6 inches. It's 6 inches. Possibility, yeah, they may have used 8 inches because there's situations where the embroiderer or the customizer may have ran out of numbers or letters, and they improvise. But I'm like, dude, trust me, the standard is 6 inches. Not to mention, when I do jerseys, I try to go to the company that they use to put letters and numbers on. I mean, it makes it so much easier, because one of the interesting things in regards to customization, they think in terms of color as opposed to font and the style of the letters or numbers. I had a cleaners in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I know you know Fayetteville just about, Mac, Fort Bragg, military town. And there was one of these cleaners that serviced the uniforms, put patches on, blah, blah, blah. But they also did minor league stuff. So I let them do a Mets batting practice. Cool, fine, at least wasn't authentic. Come back a day later, whatever. Essentially, they put the numbers of the Philadelphia Phillies, the old Mike Schmidt people. I'm not going to say anymore. But you get the point, gentlemen. And this is all part of my experience and my adventures in getting stuff customized. And as I've said many times, it's not about the players. My interests or fancy is I wanted to play with the team. I didn't want to be Frazier. I wanted to play with them. I wanted to be on the court with Frazier, DeBusschere, and Reed. The time I was coming up watching Knicks games, and that time I started watching Knicks, they were much older and they were starting retiring like clockwork every year after that last championship. Injuries caught up with them. The first one to retire was Reed. I remember watching his retirement ceremony. Next one was DeBusschere. And then a couple of years later, 76, 77, it was Bill Bradley. Matter of fact, Bill Bradley and Michael Ray Richardson were teammates, believe it or not.
That's the reason you put your last name on all your jerseys?
Right.
Okay.
And at the same rate, my name's not Frazier, my name's not DeBusschere, my name's not Reed. And as I've said many times, in regards to how things are marketed, where would someone think, let alone think to ask to where to get one if it was possible? One of my classmates in elementary school, the night before, this was a Wednesday? Yeah, it had to be a Wednesday because back then Knicks played home games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights. So the next morning when my classmate came in for school, he was telling me him and his dad went to the Knicks game the night before, and he told me about a store. I think they went into, or he just observed, and they had jackets, jerseys hanging from the window. And at that time, I didn't know it was Jerry Cosby's. It would be about 4 years later before I went down there with me and my mom to get me something, whatever. They were closed.
Damn.
Oh boy.
And
this was 1978. It wouldn't basically be about another 7, 8 years before I actually go there on my own with my own money. And I was in the service at the time, and finally hooked up and picked up some nice stuff. But getting back to the earlier point, you could have had stuff as early as 1974, 75. And as I've come to learn, talking to Mike Cosby, the son of Jerry Cosby, anybody could have had Knicks stuff even earlier than that. And another thing, I'm sure you probably know, Mitty, do you study or observe the manufacturers of the jerseys and their history?
Especially when I'm doing research on fonts or trying to get accurate examples from a particular era. I'll see the different manufacturers, like you mentioned earlier. Some of the best reference material for that is in game-worn, completed auctions. Being able to get in there, look at the high-res photos, and then you'll see those different lettering houses that actually worked on the jerseys or manufactured the blanks themselves. So, and oftentimes they were the same, right? Like Mitchell and Ness out of Philadelphia, they not only made the blanks, but they also customized them with the lettering house as well. So that could be a big rabbit hole to go jumping down into as you start trying to navigate the history of the timeline for manufacturers on different jerseys. So.
But just the same is good to know when someone's trying to BS you on something too, and which is one of the things, because I have a baseball group. Can't remember the full name. It's a big name of my baseball group, but I'm super strict when it comes to what I allow to be posted. One of the reasons is that I'm trying to prevent fake items to be recognized, because it's a baseball group. It's very simple. Whatever a team wore or have as a standard for home, road, and alternate. I do allow the ones Mitchell and Ness made for certain games, but I don't want a whole bunch of Mitchell and Nesses, if you get what I'm trying to get at, because I don't, because it gets just like they're being like everybody else, and I'm trying to be real specific. What did the teams wear or wore? And yes, there have been exceptions, because I clearly remember one Saturday night, and it was like a big heat wave back here on the East Coast. Back in the 90s, it was a series the Yankees and Baltimore had. They were playing in Camden Yards, and we all know that the O's do have a black alternate. But there was something odd about this one. For one thing, there was no numbers on the front, and the collar was V. And I got real close to the TV, and I could see it was mesh because I knew they had a mesh batting practice. And I was like, okay, it makes sense. And again, it was really hot and humid during this time, so an allowance was made. And then I get people on my site telling me teams wore batting practice jerseys, so why allow them? They wore it for a reason. It's not part of the standard fashion, for lack of a better word, for uniforms. And batting practice jerseys are exactly what they say was designated for batting practice, not a regular season, 180, 161 games. So then kind of caused issues. People started posting things that they shouldn't have until I took back the reins and, had to put my foot down. Just sort of put my foot in people's asses, to be honest, because it was getting ridiculous. But my site it's good. It has a good reputation. I weathered the storm. One guy recently who was added, he said he was so grateful to be here. And to be honest, not bragging, I've been having remarks in that nature. It's a very positive site, and rightfully so. Why have conflicts? And again, we're talking about a jersey. It's not the most important thing. Yes, I love them too. We all love them too. That's why we do what we do. And to be honest, gentlemen, I thought I was the only one. Yeah. I really do. I mean,
it sounds. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Michael, but yeah, it sounds like definitely that's a different level of being like a jersey head. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that's not many people see, but I'm glad that there's people like you that actually do, the time and the research and and put in the work to making that happen, man. Because I feel like there is a niche for that out there. You know what I'm saying? So you're like a different kind of level when it comes to approaching it.
Not really a level, Rez. It's just life experience and being resourceful. And to your credit, Mitty, and thank you for even asking me in regards to your efforts. And to be honest, man, please, and I've said this to you many times, please be careful. And you know where I'm coming from, right? Okay, my man. Otherwise I dig what you do, really. It comes out of desire. It does it not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a passion project, like I was mentioning earlier, and you asked earlier what we thought about Mitchell and Ness, and I kind of started doing what I do based on the direction that they were going off of the peak that we all experienced in the early 2000s and late 90s. And I just, thought it could be done better. And so, yeah, I think, at this point in my life, like I wanted to try to do something that I felt was a challenge and that I wanted to do, like, was a passion project, and I wanted to share that with other people that shared the same passion. And I think that I've achieved that. And now I'm at a place where, I'm going to continue to do that, but in a real, tight knit group, and some of the people in here, definitely consider as part of that. And I'm not looking to take over the world. I just want to, help people get cool stuff, to add to their collections, and just being a small part of that is really cool for me. So, I appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words, and you've always been great to talk to, and appreciate the support.
Thank you for your efforts. Hey, Rez, imagine being alive when the Warriors got their first championship. Now, the question I raise is, could you have gotten that style of jerseys back then? And again, that same season, ironically, is when I found out that I could get a Knick jersey. Man, you could have gotten anything, Mets or whatever, at Cosby at that time. So think about it now. Where would one go to, other than the arenas, and assuming they even offered it, where would one go to get a Warriors jersey back then? See what I'm saying? That's
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
you have to think to ask, and how you approach retailers. And even then, some retailers don't necessarily know, or they probably won't know how to approach it, depending on who you talk to at the same rate, and because when you look at some of these tags, they do have distributors on them, but again, was it still offered at retail to the general public? That's a big factor right there. Because I'd say, man, because back then I even wanted the bullets when the stripes, I call it the stripe style. And apparently those were offered, because I have a black and white photo of Ona A. Poland when they won, I believe, their first championship. And I think that was the second meeting that they had with the Sonics for those two back-to-back series, championship series. And there's a photograph of Ona A. Poland and some guy with this fat lady opera braided wig, and he's wearing a Bullets Road jersey, and it was 00. So this clicked in my head. So, I mean, you can, again, the eye knows, you can tell the difference between an authentic and a rep, whatever. And what this individual was wearing was clearly an authentic. And at that time, the Bullets did not have a 00 player in uniform. So that tells me they were offered. I remember watching some footage of a Sixers playoff game, and there was a kid in the stand wearing a Sixers uniform or jersey, and number 20. At that time, Doug Collins, whether it had Collins on the back, whatever, I don't know. But again, the way it looked, I mean, that looked really nice. And this was, what?
Real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, Michael, but I kind of want to go across the room and give everybody a chance to kind of speak up a little bit on tonight's
Sure.
I just wanted to mention real quick, Mac, that you did mention something about, you said a passion project. And that actually, it's interesting you phrased it that way, because I actually was part of a passion project a couple of weeks ago, kind of to get off topic here a little bit. But yeah, I was actually part of an Asian American Pacific Islander passion project, which more details to come soon. But let's just say that I might be in a film and possibly a book. So
Nice.
And the Oscar goes to?
No,
That's
yeah,
awesome,
you know,
man.
it's interesting because I had to audition for this, and I
Cool.
actually was not planning on auditioning for it. But then my fiance, pitched the idea to me, and she kind of convinced me to do it, even though my first reaction was like, nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I auditioned for it. I got a follow-up, and basically I met up at an undisclosed location and did the whole 9 yards that day for a couple hours. And supposedly the premiere will be somewhere in LA and around May. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that phone call or that email or however they want to reach out, man. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. No, it's definitely something that was very
Congratulations, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's very humbling because, like Throwback King, how he's proud of his heritage and stuff like that. I'm very proud of my heritage as well. I just kind of wish that, like, for me, I wish I was more fluent in learning my native tongue, or speaking my native tongue. Like, I can understand it, but being born and raised here in the United States, I've kind of lost that native tongue. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand it because I was spoken to for such a long time in my life. And it's one of those things where it's like, I want to learn. Like, if I have kids, like, I definitely want my kids to know where they come from. And
Hey, what is it like to be bilingual as far as making the equation association, for example, hello in English and hello, like learning two words or two meanings? How I was always curious, how is that? Is it really difficult as far as how your brain processes?
I don't think so. I mean, there's what they call like Spanglish, where you basically, it's not really like an official language, but it's kind of like you combine Spanish and English together. And I mean, me living in San Jose, the population here, there's a lot of diversity, but it's predominantly like Hispanic and Asians. And my best friend is actually, he's Mexican. And, like really just being his friend and being so surrounded by his family and stuff like that, just people consider me to be Hispanic because I feel like I know a lot more about like Spanish culture than I wouldn't say more than my own, but it's definitely very close, if not equal. Like it's just interesting because like, not to get all like historical and stuff, but like for Filipinos, you know what I mean? Like if you look at the history, they were actually conquered by Spain. So like a lot of the Spain culture, Filipino culture was kind of like absorbed by that. So a lot, like, if you notice, like we have dishes that are very like they have like a lot of like Hispanic backgrounds. Like when we say like empanada, for example, we have what we call empanada. That's also a Hispanic dish. And the types of things like that we eat, like we have white rice, they have like Spanish rice, and there's like different types of levels to it, like just to give you a generalization. I don't want to get too deep with it, but like learning that about my culture, they didn't teach my culture at my school. I went to a public school and they didn't teach that, so I kind of took an interest. And you might know about this too, Michael, because I don't know if you know who Raymond Townsend is.
No, I don't.
So he
Ray
was
Townsend.
actually the first Filipino American to play for the Warriors. And
no kidding.
Yeah, he's actually a player who played for the Warriors that I would love to have his jersey. And I know that he's like considered to be like a cultural icon out here in the Bay Area, especially for the Warriors, because he's, of Filipino descent. So if you look him up, I know the Warriors, like, they'll feature him, they'll talk about him. You should definitely check it out. But like when I found out he was Filipino, like I immediately was like, yo, that's dope. Like to know that there's somebody of my race playing for what just so happens to be my favorite basketball team. Like I felt like it was like meant to be type of thing. So it's kind of like with Snacks and Roberto Clemente, like having that cultural relationship, you know what I'm saying, with somebody.
Yep. Yeah, you see yourself. Yeah, sure.
So this comment right here, I don't know if you guys answered it when I stepped out, but I just want to highlight this real quick. This guy says, have y'all ever bought jerseys from Ebbets? I mean, I'm it's pretty I think
I would like to. There is at least one that I would love to have. It's called the Adams. It's one of the Japanese minor leagues or Japanese pro teams. That's real nice. I really would like to get one of those. And the natural New York Knights stuff, including that leather jacket. That leather jacket is
yeah. Ebbets has a lot of good stuff that I was eyeing, and I had to kind of step away for a minute, but I was compelled to buy the
you know what would be interesting, because they have done NFL stuff, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if they could do MLB and NBA. That would be very, very interesting, in my opinion.
That would be a game changer for sure. You know
Oh
what I mean?
Yeah. They're both owned by the same company now. So.
Oh, really? You mean Fournette's got their grubby little hands? Damn.
On Ebbets?
Oh man.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I have a friend.
There goes the neighborhood.
He actually was asked to run their headwear division. He used to work for Mitchell & Ness, and he got an offer from them probably about 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, something like that. So since they've announced that they've bought Mitchell & Ness, I figure it's like okay to share the news now. But yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
brother.
I mean, I guess that could be a topic for another day. You know, what is the state of the
Nah,
Jersey
you
game?
crazy. Evans ain't gonna change their motto.
I would hope
I
not.
hope not.
Because I feel like they're the one of the last few companies that really stay true to their mission statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have the stuff they've been bringing out lately is amazing, man.
Yeah.
The one company I genuinely wish would get at least the NBA rights back would be Ripon, because they got everything. They still have the old fonts to make stuff from when I was coming up, and bottom line, put Americans back to work. I'm all for that. I am so. That's what part of economic problems we have. Companies, it's just greed, not a matter of not wanting to pay the American worker. It's the profit sharing, and freaking Ronald Reagan, man, the trickle down theory. The problem with trickle down theory is that a lot of people got pissed on, and there's no guarantee that they are going to share or increase those wages from their earnings. If I'm getting $2 billion, I'll throw $50 million towards wages. You get what I'm saying? Let alone they don't even want to pay benefits. You know, it's ridiculous. Matter of fact, I just did a strike. My line of work is I do security for companies that have labor disputes, corporations. I did one for John Deere. God bless them, but they essentially gave their workers free health care. I'll send a picture of the diagram to you guys if you really want to check it out. But essentially, if you're an employee of John Deere, you got free health care.
Wow.
Straight up.
That's crazy.
Now, they were willing to negotiate that. Now, you want to tell me another American company can't afford to do that? Nah. They don't want. It's a matter of will.
Right.
Because there's no and Mac, you know that again, North Carolina, you know all those textile mills. Everything went where, man? And you've seen those brick buildings.
Yep.
And it's a damn shame because back in the 30s, 40s, matter of fact, you know that town 2 exits before south of the border. I'm assuming you've been down.
Yep. Is that where they had the school, the school, the textile school?
I'm not sure about textile school, but that region, that area, the town is called Roland. That's where my people come from. My parents were from what they talking to me and looking at the town itself. Back in the day, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, mid 70s, well, at least 50s, 60s, booming area, like pretty much in North Carolina at that time. And look at it now. I mean, Roland, it's like a ghost town. I mean, it's like a time warp. The last time I went there, they still had buildings from the 30s and 40s. It's like it's no growth, you know. But I attribute that again to the economics, you know. And as much as these sports companies that we're talking about, and they do billions in sales, correct? You're going to tell me they can't invest in the average American citizen? The best resource?
I would say that, you know, I don't know for sure, but I would think that Fanatics actually has more of an opportunity to do something like that than the juggernaut capital that owned Mitchell and Ness prior, because they're just in there to make the company more profitable so they can sell it for a profit, you know.
Yep.
And Fanatics, they're going to own the sports licensed world, you know, whether it's card collecting, whether it's, you know, apparel, memorabilia, like they're going to have their hands in everything, and they're going to make billions of dollars. Like, I mean, it's just, that's what they're setting themselves up for. So professional sports aren't going anywhere, and they're going to have their hands in every pot. So I think that they actually would be more likely to let a company like Ebbets operate in a way that it has in the past, because that's been the formula, and they're not buying Ebbets to turn it into something that it's not. Like, they're not buying Mitchell and Ness to change the reputation and the brand that Mitchell and Ness has. Like, they're buying it because they know the value that the name has, and they want to try to like lift that up, in my opinion. And you can already see it with what they're doing in the collectible card space. You know, they got the licenses, which is step one, to be able to produce licensed cards for the different leagues. And they've already negotiated the purchase of Topps. So all of these recognizable brands that card collectors have known, like Topps Chrome and things of that nature, they'll actually be able to bring those names back for the first time in 10, 15 years. So, like, that's pretty exciting. And I think they could do the same thing for, sports apparel as well. There's going to be a segment of the marketplace that wants to buy a Fanatics brand jersey, but there are also people like us that value the details and authenticity that are willing to pay for that, and are happy to pay $250 to $300 if it's going to be an accurate quality product. And I'm hoping that the financial resources and the people that they have in the leadership group understand that and can carry that forward. I know that my friend that works for them personally has been hired as part of the transition. This guy is just like us, but with hats. Like, he's one of the most passionate headwear people that I've ever met, and I think he's going to be a huge asset to Ebbets. He took Mitchell and Ness headwear to places that they hadn't been before. So I feel comfortable that he's going to do the same thing with Ebbets. So if they're taking that approach to the people that they're hiring, I actually am fairly optimistic. It could totally blow up in my face. I could be wrong, but I think there's a lot to be, hopeful for anyway.
And the key word in what you just said is license. That's the magic word. That's the secret word. And to me, a good example is what Majestic and Nike have an agreement in regards to the manufacturing and the rights to MLB jerseys. All Nike is having Majestic do is just slap their swoosh on it, and Majestic is still making them, keeping people working.
Yo, real quick, I want to highlight this comment, but Real Money's asking, Michael, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look for Mike H66. I have 7 or 8 videos up. Matter of fact, Mac made a remark on one of my videos in regards to audio. What'd you do, recording a cell phone? You remember that?
Dang.
It was a unlisted video, because I was doing it at the time. That was like my first time doing it, rather, and I just wanted to do it to him, see how it was before I started posting and making others. But I do have a YouTube channel, and you can see some of my collection there. You could just pick one. One of the picture of our videos that tell you what it's about. You can see the jerseys like a Hawks, Hornets. It's there. Just type in Mike H66. You'll see them.
Cool.
And hey, Red, do you want me to show some Ebbetfield jerseys? I can feature some.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If you want me to, it's not. You don't have to.
For sure. I mean, since we're talking
and
about
after him, me.
Floor is all yours.
So the Topeka Owls, I think it was. This is an amazing.
That's fire.
Oh wow.
We do. There
That's felt, right?
That is felt with chain stitching as the details.
That's crazy.
So it's like just amazing work that they do.
How long have you had that one?
It's still brand new. It's been a year, and I got it custom with my favorite number 15. I just noticed right now that this is brown. Yeah, this is brown. I thought it was black, but that's fire. And this is a custom jersey, a one of 2, because I gave the template to blinking. And this is I forgot what year was this was 1906 Cuban stars of Cuba.
Wow.
So this is a jersey that I had custom made. Took the pictures and they absolutely nailed it. The star here and then on the side. This is I can't believe this is back in the early 1900s, and they had their jersey number with the captain's patch on the sleeve. No name, and this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 4 button down. It stops right here. So this is just like part of like Spanish, we're talking about heritage. Knowing that the Stars of Cuba had a team of all Cuban players and black players, and they actually had jersey numbers before I believe jersey numbers even existed. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of cool to have that and to have a captain's patch. It's pretty dope. Here's the Ponce jersey, Puerto Rican Ponce, Puerto Rico. Absolutely beautiful jersey. The felt on everything. Then you have the Lions. They're the Ponce Leons. And number 4, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot his name. But he's literally the Roberto Clemente before Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente idolized this player here. So if you know, you know. I know this is a jersey that how you call it? Mac appreciates. Is the Caguas. The Caguas jersey, and this is
I own it as well. Yep.
Yeah, Hank Aaron. He played for the, for Caguas as the in the Winter League, and is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful jersey with Blanquita. Blanquita means like white girl, basically. But it was the sponsor for the team, which is really dope. The attention to detail is incredible. So I think Blanquita was, if I remember, was a company for flour. So Blanquita. So that's pretty dope. And once again, by the way, man, I'm not gonna shit. I'll wait. I'll wait. So the Cuban star. This just remind me of the jersey. So the New York Cubans. Absolutely beautiful jersey with that chain stitch Cuban flag in the middle, and just this patch just does it all for me. Unbelievable felt. Number 17, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He's the only, forgot his name, but he's the only player to be in the American Hall of Fame, the Dominican Hall of Fame, the Cuban Hall of Fame, the Mexican Hall of Fame. And there's one more. I think he's in 5 different baseball Hall of Fames. And this is the Homestead Grays with this amazing, beautiful patch. The Washington Homestead Grays, and number 20, Bob, Gibson, absolutely beautiful. And shout out to you, Rez. You already know the San Francisco Seals, beautiful, like just iconic logo with Joe DiMaggio, number 10. So this is just like they do quality work. You can take me off the thing. And by the way, I don't want to shit on a whole fucking. I'm about to go on a small little baby rant. Lids did an amazing, like, Black History, Black 5. The hats, dope, fire. Jerseys, I'm sorry, I seen them. They're horrible. And I think they're force feeding people. I think this campaign to have people from YouTube to promote the hats are fire. Not knocking the hats at all, but the jerseys that they try to come out with is basically a version of a fashion swingman that Mitchell Ness does, but in worse quality. Tell me that was good quality, those batting practice ones, the button down ones, with like they overdid it with the patches. It's ridiculous. Like I saw the Santurce one, Puerto Rico patch, Santurce patch, Santurce in the front, one in the back. I'm like, bro, it looks like a FUBU fucking jersey that has mad patches on it, like one of those like players of the century jerseys, right?
What was this? I must have missed the memo.
So Lids came out, they didn't come out at Black History Month. They actually came out after Black History Month. So they did the Black Five, which is a basketball team from the early 1900s. They only did hats for that, and then they did the Negro Leagues. The hats, the combination of hats, amazing, beautiful, and they added Santurce, Cangrejeros. They're not part of the Negro League. So that I think they were just profiting off Roberto Clemente.
Oh man.
Which it kind of upset me in a little way. I ain't gonna lie. It got me in my feelings because they promoted it as Negro League when Santurce is not part of the Negro League. It's part of the, it's a Puerto Rican league, and it's part of the how you call it, the Winter League in Puerto Rico. So they're basically using Santurce and Roberto Clemente to move units. You know what I'm saying? Because it has Puerto Rico and all that stuff. Right. So the jersey, I seen like videos, and I seen a lot of people, like I guess Lids went hard with people that are on YouTube and like really push the product. Like basically, here's the product, push it towards people. Like I said, the hats are incredible, but the jerseys, I'm sorry. Like I saw that they had a New York Cubans jersey. Look at this. This is fucking amazing. I understand they're not trying to do an authentic version of it. They're basically doing like a batting practice version of it, and all their jerseys are like just it's a bad quality jersey when all their logos are just has that bent like this. You know what I'm talking about? If you have a cheap jersey and all their patches has a slit of a bent slit, it's horrible. Right. And I know they're not trying to be I know they're not trying to be accurate to what they wore on field. I know that this is more like we're just gonna slap a bunch of patches on a batting practice jersey and a batting practice pullover, slap, and sell it to you like this is the most amazing quality, because everybody's talking about quality, amazing. That's what even shout out to Mighty. He even said, "Oh, it looks pretty good. It looks nice." Bruh, I seen this. It's fucking horrible. And I feel like it's more of as a jersey head, it's like, bro, don't yell at me about quality when you just putting a batting practice jersey, just slapping all these fucking logos on it and just saying that this is a line, quality. When to me, it looks like shit. To me, it looks like shit. As a jersey head, it looks like shit. But I get what they were going for. But they knew they were just throwing shit to the wall and see what sticks. You could tell because they dropped this large, humongous line. Every team had like 3 hats. Every team had like 3 jerseys, 4 jerseys, and it was all at once. And when I saw it in hand, I'm like, bro, this is fucking bullshit. This is disgusting. Like, and I hate that they use Puerto Rico and just slap them in the Negro League section. Like, bro, that has nothing to do with the history. You're just using the Puerto Rico Roberto Clemente as just like, yo, we can fucking move units. Let's just put them in the Negro League. Which, anyways, that's my rant. That's my little small rant. It just pisses me off that as a jersey head, that's the way I see it. But I understand it is what it is. I'm not gonna fucking make a difference or anything like that. But that's just my opinion. When you see something quality that Ebbet Fields come out, it's accurate, it's dope, the quality is amazing, and they come out with this bullshit. Even Ebbet Fields doesn't come out with bullshit like that. You think Ebbet Fields can be like, oh fuck it, let's just do like the Mitchell Ness route and just slap a bunch of patches on a fucking low quality jersey and just sell it as a fashion jersey? They don't even do that.
You remember the Cooperstown collection that Starter had back in the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, that's definitely like
that
everything was pinstripes. yeah, I get it. I know.
So that jersey that you just showed, that's so long, would you put it along that line?
No, that's more to me. That's more nostalgic, if anything.
Okay,
but because they're selling a whole line, and it's 2022. Obviously, they're gonna use any kind of influencers that are on YouTube that are hat people. Which, like I said, I'm not knocking the hats. The hats are amazing, but you got hat people that are not really into jerseys trying to tell me that these jerseys are high quality, amazing, boom, 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 when they're just getting a bunch of free hats and free shit. Yeah, so say that. Right. I respect their opinion. I respect their opinion on the hats, no doubt. But when you're trying to tell me that these jerseys are quality, and I'm looking at it, all the patches on the shoulders are like all bent. I'll have that fold. And I'm like, bro, like good patches don't fucking do that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So-
they don't.
That's like somebody on in a different lane trying to tell you what to do in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I understand. A big shout out to like Sergio and other people that went to Lid's company or whatever, and they have video. If you ever go to the Lid's YouTube page, you can see it, and they talk about it, and they're like hyping it up like way too much. I'm like, bro, this is not a. I don't feel like it's an honest opinion. I feel like, the quad. This feels amazing. This is actually like how Mitchell and Ness. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, bro, they literally have 3 patches, 1 patch, a patch on the chest, a patch on the upper side, the number, and I'm like looking like, bro, what the fuck is this? They're just slapping a bunch of shit on a low quality jersey, and you expect me to pay $100, even though it's a good price, $100. But I'm sorry, as a jersey head, I can't. You can't preach to me about quality and shit. And when I have, the thing is, I own Negro League style jerseys from Ebbett Fields and stuff like that. And to see that shit, I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather wait for the $100 sale that Ebbett Field does and buy a fucking a legit shit that they actually wore. And I'm done. I'm sorry.
Good, man. Good, man.
You get pissed sometimes, man.
What is that?
Believe it or not, gentlemen, this is a swingman. For a swingman, I was really surprised. It's obviously a Heat
Nike swingman.
Okay. And it has that. This is what surprised me.
The sponsor patch being stitched?
Yeah, I didn't expect that, man. I was like, okay, but for a swingman, I was shocked. I really was. It's a Gorgon Dragic Nike swoosh and the name on the back. I guess it's pressed, whatever. No stitching.
Heat applied.
Nowhere to be found.
Yep. Wait, so they stitched the sponsor patch, but they didn't with the numbers and letters?
Let's see. No, it's pressed.
Is it? I thought I saw the stitching.
No,
So
full
it's
stitching. And here's the inside back.
Oh yeah, they did that that Fugazi stitching.
You said Fugazi?
Fugazi.
And there's But I was really surprised, man. I was like, whoa. I'll say this. I hope this does not become the future of authentic jerseys. Seriously. But
I hope not. I mean, definitely, seeing the downside of quality in terms of something as little as stitching the jersey. I mean, Mac, you could probably provide insight on how much that costs, really. How much is the difference in price point, like, to have something stitched rather than heat applied? Is there really a big difference?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say that at the levels that Nike and different team shops are getting these things done at, it's probably more of a material cost than it is an actual production cost. The machines, no question, for embroidery cost more, but
it's worth it.
These factories, yeah, they can pump out, you'll have a machine that's 20 heads, or I don't even know what the maximum count is, but they're just like, they hoop all the jerseys, put them in the machine, and then hit a button, and it sews the entire jersey. So I actually started off doing that with mine. So I would get the sewing disc, which is actual just like a computer file, and transfer it over, and then they would, sew the jerseys with that. But it was more expensive, kind of, and I felt like the customers appreciated the hand sewn, somebody just sitting at a sewing machine and actually applying the numbers that way. especially for certain styles. Like I think one of the first ones I did it on was the split style Cavalier splash jerseys from like the mid 90s. I did a Zadrunas Agauskas, and I had my guy sitting there at a sewing machine getting it sewn, and got really good feedback on that, and that's what I've used ever since. So that's why it takes a little bit longer sometimes, because it's literally just one guy sitting at a sewing machine sewing all those jerseys and the kits down. So
I don't know I've never sewn on leathers, but stripping a jersey, boy, oh wow.
That's terrible.
Especially if you have one where each layer is stitched. Oh Lord.
I stripped a Patriots jersey one time, and it was, like number 39, I think, for Lawrence Maroney, and the 3 layers of twill, front number, back number, shoulder numbers, it took forever. So yeah, I don't really do the stripping part of things anymore. Like if people want to strip jerseys and send them to me, that's fine. But yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, send you $5, right?
Yeah, a little bit more than that for that Patriots jersey. Believe it.
Yeah, I actually want to give props to Mitchell Ness. I got this Keyshawn Johnson legacy jersey, and the only reason I got this, because I got this for $40 on eBay, and it was brand new with tags, and I was like, bro, when I got it, I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed. Like maybe their NBA shit is garbage, but the NFL stuff is like, I know Rez can talk because he has a Ocho Cinco one, and I'm very impressed with their fucking legacy line. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels better than their actually authentic jerseys. So
wow, that's saying a lot, man.
Literally, their legacy line feels better on body than their authentic jerseys. I don't know if Rez feels the same. On body is way more comfortable than the authentic for me.
I think the material, I think by default it's a lot more lighter. It's it's not as heavy as wearing like an authentic NFL jersey. But for the price point that this goes for, in my opinion, I think it's more justified rather than spending $149.99 on a swingman at your team store for an NBA jersey that doesn't even have one sizing. Sizing for Nike jerseys are just really off. And then also too, like you're getting a jersey that has no stitched numbers or letters on the jersey, which will obviously fall off after like a couple of washes and stuff. And then as opposed to having a legacy line, the legacy line gave me hope. It gives me
it's really nice
for a lot of like other replica, non-authentic jerseys, because like I said, these remind me of like the older days of like Reebok and even the early Adidas before Rev 30, and even like the older Nike stuff. Those were jerseys that I was buying when I was younger because I couldn't afford to get authentics, but like I wasn't mad at the quality. You know what I'm saying? For the price point that they were, I thought that it was justified in my opinion. But yeah, no, this is definitely I'm impressed with this, and I actually also have Rick Waters legacy and Keena Turner for the 49ers, and I wouldn't be mad, if I had those over the authentics. You know what I'm saying?
Like you literally like get quality for the price point. That's the point I'm making. Like I'm not saying this is like, bro, legacies over authentics. I'm not preaching that, but I have authentics, Mitchell and Ness. I feel like the numbers, it just doesn't feel right on the jerseys for some reason. When it comes to football, it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels weird to me. But I'm giving them props for the legacy line because this is my first legacy jersey, and when I opened it, I'm like, bro, this shit actually feels pretty good. I don't know, if I watch it a couple of times, I don't know if this shit is gonna fucking blow up and turn into a fucking Wayne Corbett jersey. But for now, as is, it looks pretty good to me.
Cool. Sandit Sixers Road that I had converted.
Can't wait.
This obviously was a game issued jersey. There are your tags. It's a bit large on me. I can wear Sanet sizes 42 and 44. 46s do tend to be a bit big. As far as some guys are wondering what's the largest size Sanet makes, the largest I've seen was on my first visit to Jerry Cosby's. If you remember or heard of a player named Eddie Lee Wilkins who played for the Knicks and I think the Hawks, they had the road version of his hanging behind the counter. Thinking back, it looks like it was really huge, but I forgot what size it was. And again, these jerseys are, as the tag says, custom tailored to the individual, because obviously you can have someone who wears a size 44 shirt, but they're 6'8", 7 foot tall. So naturally there's going to be a little length for the midriff region. But the customer who purchased it was a real skin dude, skin brother, a thin brother, and he picked it up. But the way I recall, this thing was big. But I could be wrong, just how I saw it back then. But the largest I've known Sanets was about 46. That's the most I've seen, and that does not mean they didn't make larger. Obviously, they had to, at least for the players. Nothing, I don't know about retail necessarily. And
I could flex too, man. Hold on, I can show you a small ass Sanet.
we got a jersey battle up in here or what?
You're gonna have a jersey, yo, bro. This thing is so small, but it's literally like a Georgetown. This is from the 84 championship season.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Sanet, McGregor, Berlin, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love this jersey. I found it stupid cheap on eBay, and it's just one of those jerseys that, as a Georgetown and Patrick Ewing fan, I obviously can't wear this. This doesn't even fit my left titty. So
stop, man.
Definitely look at this thing, man. This thing is super soft. So Sanet.
There was a Sanet jersey that I was watching a while back, and it was actually a San Jose State football Sanet jersey, which I'd never seen before. And man, I was so disappointed because I forgot about it, and it was a size 50. I don't know if you've ever seen those before, Michael, but it was a size 50 Sanet of San Jose State, and I don't know if it was custom. I don't know who the player was, but I actually went to San Jose State for college, so I'm an alumni. So I thought it would be dope to have. Yeah, I thought it would have been dope to have, but I forgot about it, and then somebody ended up winning it for like pennies. It was not much at all, and I was like, damn.
I was going to say, don't you get mad when you forget, especially for something that you really want, dude? And, what's even worse, I know damn well I put my bid in before the time was up, and I kept refreshing. Nothing happened until it finally did click in, and I wasn't the winner on this particular jersey.
Yeah,
and I did, and I was like hot, and I let them know. I let customer service know. I actually called. I had to call and talk to somebody. In an age where nobody wants to talk. That's another thing about customer service overall. Companies don't want to talk to us no more. That's bad customer service. Come on, really? I mean, all right. So back to something positive. This I got from the recommendation. A gentleman named Kevin, the German collector of Atlanta Hawks jerseys. If you're familiar, he hooked me up with he made it aware to me that another German collector had this, and they wanted to sell, and I was like, hell yeah, because I've always wanted a Wilson Sixers. Now this is small, Sorry about that, gentlemen.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they made basketball jerseys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Because you probably think they basketball and Major League, they have had the Major League rights back in the 70s and 80s. But Wilson did a lot, and their supplier in Philadelphia was a company called Pearson, if I'm not mistaken. So if you went to their athletic, go ahead.
Is it Drew Pearson or just Pearson?
No, Pearson. Pearson Athletic, if I'm not mistaken. You could look in my Sixer album and you could see the tags. When I documented jerseys, I did that for the benefit of you guys. So if we're friends on Facebook, then you guys can go and do like a quick research, and it also helps me when I look for stuff at auction, things of that nature. And of course, if someone tries to come along and BS me, I know what the deal is. So these auction houses are great. Matter of fact, I do have a couple of pieces I got from auction houses. That Bullets Road number 33, and that Pacers Harvard Classic, the one with the script on the front and the stripes. The interesting story on that Bullets, the auction house listed it as, get this, a practice jersey. Yeah, no joke. So I put in the bid. A week later, I get a phone call. I won. And it was, I only paid $100 plus the premium, shipping. And I think it came out to like maybe 120. So yeah, nobody bid on it. Nobody bid on it. And I really think that listing, that inaccurate listing, played a factor. We all know that there's a huge difference between batting practice jerseys, and game style. So I got lucky in that respect. But yeah, and also you got to be real careful bidding in these auction houses. As I tell guys, there is nothing like bidding on eBay. When you put in a bid with these auction houses, it's not like you're trying to top a previous bid. You're essentially telling the auction house that this is what you are willing to pay for. So don't bid $1,000 trying to top a previous bid or whatever is listed as the current bid. Because if you should win, you better be prepared to fork up $1,000 plus.
Don't buy more than you could chew, is what you're saying.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
I hear you, man.
Real quick, and also another thing in regards to errors in style, if you look real hard, big difference between this and what San Knit did. Similar, but there is a difference. Next time, I'll show what the San Knit version is. I'll do them back side by side, and you can see the. Well, actually, no, you can tell with the red. Excuse me.
Oh, my bad. He's like, what?
Nice. See the difference?
Yeah, that's.
Let's see if I can put them up together.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the red looks bigger, right?
Yep, bigger, bolder.
Look at the X's. You can really see it in the X, the way the red
Good
layer
point.
fills in, and then
I see it. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the X on the white is more bold.
Yeah, so keep in mind the errors and the manufacturers, because of course you can have a manufacturer who could pick up the previous style, and they may do it the same or different, or they may, make whatever changes. But again, what I was saying before, how the eye registers. But and again, you could have gotten the Wilson Sixer stuff back in the day. So, and in regards to styles, the Sonics with the arch, the first manufacturer of that style was Rawlings, East Carolina. Watch out, Mac. The first manufacturer of that style was Rawlings. The word Sonics was a thin lettered font. And the block numbers were kind of thin, not bold, not like the Knicks used to wear. And the back, for the names on the back, were block letters, believe it or not.
Gotcha.
So it's like so much detail that you really got to be on the watch for. Because, I mean, like I said, when you go to customizers, I scrutinize them. Granted, I have pictures. Well, first I ask if they can do it, so I don't have to, go to that route. But if necessary, yeah, give them pictures, whatever.
That's a good reference for sure. Real quick, man, I kind of want to change the topic a little bit, man, because I'm actually quite curious, man, because if you guys don't know, Throwback King, Diddy, and a bunch of other honorable mentions on YouTube in the Jersey community are going to be meeting up, man. I mean, can you guys disclose what you guys are going to do? I mean, what the plan is? Because I'm jealous, man. I wish I was going to be there, but I live out here in the West Coast in California, so that's quite a ways for me, man. But like, do you guys have anything like planned out, or like, what are you guys going to do?
Nothing is planned out, bro. This is just a last minute. Like, I told Slim, I was like, bro, I'm gonna go down to Philly. Let's do it, whatever. And then Roberto, he was already on his way. I was like, Mac, you coming down? He's moving some things around. He's gonna come over here. We're gonna drive together. So nothing is, all this is just spontaneous as shit. And I think when you just gotta just, rip the Band-Aid and just go for it. I think sometimes we can overthink things, and then people's schedule starts getting crazy, and I'm like, bro, let's just next week, let's just do it. And I just became one of those things. All right, we all just decided to go, which is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be dope. I know it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
definitely gonna hit the Mitchell & Ness store. I'm not like excited to go to the Mitchell & Ness store, but I'm not gonna be the party pooper. I'm just going for the experience, to hang out and just chill and shit like that.
You've been to the store before, right?
Well, not the new one now.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, they discriminate. No more 3XL for Mitchell & Ness at the store, so it doesn't even fucking matter.
What?
It is what it is. Like I just go over there and just to like go with the crowd. Man.
Excuse me, Al. When you've been to the Mitchell & Ness stores, have they increased? Have they moved in bigger spaces or what? Because I'm assuming rent has to be a big factor in their moves.
Well, they just recently moved. Like the store I was before, it's not all that big. They don't put all that, like back in the day, the other store before that, Chestnut, they used to put all their whole inventory on the floor, which was dope. Because you don't have to ask for sizes. Everything's just racks of jerseys everywhere, which is like jersey heaven. And the last time I went, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it was just one of those things. It was like the jerseys were out, just like one or two sizes, and you have to ask somebody for the size, and they go upstairs and check if they have it or not, and you come back downstairs. So the experience wasn't all that. So this new store looks a little bit more modern. So,
okay.
Like I said, I don't want to like a Mitchell.
Did Mitchell and that silence him, or were they like, yo, he said too much? What happened? What happened?
Oh, damn. Check it out, guys. Here's something I've been curious about. And if you can hear me, Al, this goes to you also. Have any of you been to the NBA store in recent times? Does it even still exist?
I know it does. They like opened a new location, I think, but I haven't been there or dealt with them in a long time.
I've never been, so I can't say nothing.
Mr. Al, because I know you
you're not really missing anything, bro. I'm being honest. If I'm being honest with myself, yeah, it's cool to see a store with a bunch of jerseys, but if you go to Lids, it's like the same experience. Like they have a bunch of jerseys. It's like almost the same experience. Like I said, I always feel like I'm being a Mitchell Ness hater, but I'm not. You know, I gave him props for the legacy shit.
Because when they first started, it naturally cameras make things bigger than they are, but it seemed like a real cool place that it was multi-purpose functional. In addition to a retail store, it was also like a broadcast facility. And I thought that was a cool angle, but in terms of space, it looked like as if there was, a lot to it. But like
the last story is like it's like the fucking website. They push Jordan, Kobe, bunch of legacy jerseys, like swingmans, and lots of fucking shorts. Oh my god, like racks and racks of shorts. And they're pushing everything like butt jerseys, I feel like. And like the jerseys they have is something you see every day. It's not like you're gonna go there and be like, oh my god, they have like no. I'm just like I said, I don't want to be that guy. I feel like I'm always the Debbie Downer, but I don't put high expectations. That's the Raider fan in me. Like I'm never gonna put high expectations on. I just said I keep the bar low, and if it goes high, awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of being a Raider. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, we got just signed whatever it's Davis, and we're gonna be." I'm like, bro, we signed Davis, but everybody else got better in the AFC West. I don't want to talk about sports, but you know what I'm saying.
Real quick, I gotta ask. I know you said you don't want to talk about sports, but what are your thoughts on the Raiders signing Davante Adams?
I'm not. I want to say my theory, like I always say. Every time we get a free agent, once they put that uniform on, they become bums. That's it. We had Randy Moss, he became a bum. We had Jordy Nelson, became a bum. We had Javon Walker, became a bum. Every time we sign any big fucking free agent, mostly all our best players is from the draft. So I'm not looking forward to it. I love Derek Carr. He's awesome. He's a great guy. It's not against him. But he's just, I understand they went to college together, but this ain't fucking college, this is the NFL. And one receiver is not going to make the difference. We still got a horrible defense. So I don't understand why everybody's getting hyped up for it. My thing is, if this was like last year, I would be excited. But for us getting Davante Adams, like the Chargers got Khalil Mack and Bosa, and then the Broncos got Wilson, and then the fucking what's the other fucking division team that we have? The Chiefs. They just got Juju Smith. Like everybody else just got better, and I'm like, bro, the Davante Adams is like compared to what everybody. This division is. I gotta admit, the AFC West is the best division in the NFL right now, on paper.
For sure. I agree. Paper. I think so.
And Brady's coming back. Now, I'm a football ignoramus, but Brady, that's a bad mother.
TB12 coming back.
You said all night.
He's an asshole.
You said all night.
He's an asshole for that one, though. Tom Brady.
I can't say
seriously, he just might as well sign a 5-year contract, man.
Yeah,
come on.
I can't say I'm not surprised because something like this was telling me he's coming back. And I mean, the thing is, like, I think he was kind of like he was having a battle with himself, I think, really with him retiring.
I don't feel bad for Tom Brady, not even a little bit.
He was having a battle with his
supermodel wife.
Exactly. I mean,
he said, "Fuck them kids."
I think
he was 2 months. He was like, "Bro, get these fucking kids away from me. I'm out, bro. I'm going to fucking practice." That's what happened, bro.
Well,
you realize, like, bro,
when you lose in a playoff game that close, and that you could still tear it up on the football field,
No, it wasn't that. It was those damn kids and his wife. He was like, fuck. No, get away. I'm leaving. That's what it was. It wasn't like, I want my legacy to remember. No. Yo, and the sad part, like, the Bucks didn't get any better. Like, to be truth, like, what did they do? They got Gooden back. They didn't lose Gooden? Godin, whatever his name is, the receiver.
They franchised Godwin.
Right, and he's coming back from an injury.
Yep.
So
Hey, check it out.
They hit the free agent market hard.
Safety Whitehead, which is a pretty big loss. Like that was a strength of their team where there are two safeties in the back there. So that'll be a tough thing to replace.
Hey, the history with Brady and the Patriots, how come he didn't sign with them? Because I was surprised because I thought they were like, you know, in the bed. I mean, like everything was cozy.
All right, guys. I'll see you later. Good night, everybody.
Okay, all right, Mac. Real quick.
I think Brady would have. I think Brady.
I'm
if he really was
cry
going to
myself
retire,
to sleep. Thanks, Mike.
yeah, if he really was going to retire, my thinking that would have hit the nail on the coffin if he would have signed a contract with the Patriots just to retire as a Patriot. Because there's no way he wants to retire as a Tampa Bay Buck. There's no fucking way.
The 49ers could use a new quarterback. I'm just saying.
If you want to answer to the question, Mike, it's as of a lot of things that go on within the Patriots organization, it's somewhat shrouded in speculation and mystery. But the word has it is that after they lost to a certain team from Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, man, am I glad certain people aren't on this live right now.
Thank God.
God. That he was so pissed off, you know, with the decision to not let Malcolm Butler play. And then there was also a lack of commitment to him as the starting quarterback moving forward. And I think that, you know, he was felt a little slighted by that because Belichick being pragmatic, he's saying, you know, like no quarterback has ever performed this well, you know, into his age. So I'm not really comfortable giving him, you know, like a 4-year deal, a 3-year deal at that kind of money. I heard that they came in with like a respectable offer, but not what Tampa was offering. And I also, there are more reports out when he came back this year to play the Patriots that really Kraft did not kind of go to Belichick and say, hey, like we need him back. And when Kraft was not on board, that was kind of like the final straw for him where he's like, you know what, it's been a good ride. Like I'm going to, you know, see if I can do something somewhere else. So there was also an issue.
Pay cuts he took too?
What's up?
All those pay cuts that Brady took to bring in talent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we had an Aaron Rodgers situation, you know, where he was just going to be like, yo, I'm the best in the league, like pay me this. Because I think he was looking to get like 21 or 22, something like that. I think the Patriots came in at like 17.5 or 18. So it wasn't
I'm talking about like Tom Brady took a lot of pay cuts.
No, I know he did. Yeah, but I don't think that had anything, you know, to do with him leaving.
No. I'm just saying in general, like he did so much for the franchise to help the franchise because he could have easily I'm the best. I'm the best quarterback. Pay me. Yeah. And look at Aaron Rodgers. He got all the money and lost fucking Adams. Like, like who you got now? Like who the fuck are you gonna throw the ball to?
Yeah, and I mean there are a lot of people that, you know, were pissed that the Patriots didn't bring him back. Like, you know, that are now not team Patriots, you know, they're riding with Brady. So, you know, and Elaine brought up a point in the chat about Guerrero and the TB12 issue. I think that was something that the media kind of attached themselves to, but I do think that it was maybe another layer of them kind of slighting him a little bit, you know, like he used to have like a dedicated area that he could go to with his trainer. And then if you watch the documentary Man in the Arena, like by the end of it, they had him like in a closet you know, in like the maintenance room. Like he was just trying to get treatment wherever he could. So
Wow.
I think it just was kind of like a mounting, like after all I've done, like this is how they're treating me type of situation. And
That's unbelievable.
unfortunately, yeah, he left.
Seriously, that
Yeah.
for treatment.
And won a Super Bowl his first year. I love that shit.
And it's like,
you can't write that even better. You can't write that.
I realize Belichick is very much I don't care who you are. Like you're a player on the Patriots, I'm going to treat you the same, whether you're like, you know, number one on the roster or, you know, the last guy up. But I mean, there is a certain level of respect that, you know, somebody that's been with you for that long and gone through as much probably deserves. And from all accounts, like they've had conversations since then, and they're actually in a pretty good place. So, you know, hopefully when his playing career is over, you know, he'll be able to come back, you know, get inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. They'll put a statue up, I'm sure, all that stuff. And he'll, you know, get the respect he deserves from the organization. And I'm sure they'll gladly give it to him. But at that time, it was, you know, right for him to go. And I don't begrudge him. You know, I'm a pull for him for whoever he ends up playing for the whole way, the rest of the way. His picture will continue to hang over my fireplace in perpetuity. So
that's loyalty right there.
Yeah,
man. Quick, what do you got?
The Kings two-toe alt. This is one of two that I've had. The first one originally had Kings on it, and to your inquiry some years ago, Mac, this particular one does have the rib sides, as you can tell. The other one did not, if I'm not mistaken. That one was lost in a fire, essentially. Long story short, I mean, one of many stories where I've lost jerseys. I hope you guys, anybody watching, has had that experience, because the other Kings with this I shipped had some jerseys that I really busted my ass to find, to look for. One was a 1993 New York Mets road, the one with the stripes. If you're familiar with that, Mac, you remember those? When I think Anthony was the picture, they had Anthony whatever, Jones or whoever anyway, but that style. And the first style of when the Astros changed uniforms, we had Astros on the front, and the following year they expanded, made it real big. That first year of the Grays, I found that. I found two rare ones, and you know those are rare, Mac. And essentially, the place I sent them to, believe it or not, it was the place. You familiar with the company that does the Celtics?
So I know that there was a place that used to do the Patriots. Their name is escaping me right now. And I think that they used to do the Celtics as well, but I can't remember what they were called. Yeah.
Because they originally started, or at least one location, when I discovered them, they were, believe it or not, in the North End. Because their shop was behind. It was like a fruit stand in front of it, and there was like this door into this building, apartment, whatever. No joke. Because I passed by it a couple of times, and again, this during my service time, and I noticed I saw Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys, and I saw the purple ball burst Barkley jersey. So one time I actually decided to go in and talk to him, blah, 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 and they had all this, dude. I'll save the story for another time, but long story short, I gave him some other rare stuff, like a extra link New York Knicks home white that was a perfect fit. But that jersey, some other stuff I sent with them, basically they moved to Salem, Mass, and someone called many months later and told me that they did recall seeing a shop in that little strip mall, wherever where this guy was calling from, and they mentioned that there was a fire.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds like a Jersey nightmare to me, man. And that's something I've kind of mentioned before. I think I mentioned it in one of my Halloween edition videos or live streams, where I was like, what is a Jersey nightmare to you? And that was one of the things.
Let's not talk about this. You about to lose sleep.
Knock on wood, man. I'm not, I'll be damned if that happens, to me, man, or any of us really. But yeah, you know, like in terms of like collecting, like that's dope. What I like for you, Michael, like is there anything that you still are looking for that you have yet to find? Or I mean, because you've been in the game.
Yeah, basically replacing those particular jerseys. I would still like to get more of the 1979, 80, 82, 83 New York Knicks. I lost one through stupidity on my part. It was a Joe C. Merriweather that I had. I was real fortunate in the late 80s because at that time, in regards to this style or any Knick pieces, basically they had a big one of those thin, big, flimsy cardboard boxes full of stuff that obviously came from the team. The only regret I have is that there was a blank Navy version of that style that had New York at the bottom. The style had the number at the top and the name at the bottom. And they had a navy blue road, size 44. And I didn't take it because at that time, I didn't know who could do it properly. And I asked Cosby's, well, don't you guys do it or send it off? And I forgot what the answer was, but it was essentially a no. And I'm literally looking at this jersey, trying to make a decision. And I've said, if I can't get it done, then what's the point? But even then, that was, I still say a mistake because I still would have had an authentic jersey. But, and that box has some other stuff. It had a pair of shorts when the Knicks, they were promoting, back in that time in cities, tourist bureau was going through a campaign, had a campaign where they were emphasizing New York. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but basically it was a commercial with a jingle that said, I love New York. And one of the logos was basically an apple. And if you've seen those old pictures of the Knicks, they had apple patches with the NY on the side. And there was a pair of, I think home or road, but there was a pair of one of those styles in there, but it was too big. It wasn't going to fit because I like that too. And, you know, it was a cool style. But basically a lot of old styles. I did pick up a warm-up jacket, the last year style, the 82, 83, and it had has New York on the back, whereas the previous versions have Knicks on it. Mary J. Blige has one that she wore in one of her early videos back in the day that said Knicks on the back. Accelerating the story real quick, on another trip down there, no, on the same trip, they also have more of that same style. But here's the weird thing. Mac, you're going to flip on this. The numbers, as I've said, Knick numbers traditionally are 6 inches. For some reason, the front numbers on these jerseys were like 8 inches. They were so big, they were stitched and almost like coming off of the jersey, man. No joke. Now, my second trip, now this was huge. My second trip down, they still have some more. First trip, I got me a quote unquote Bernard King. I'll address that in a minute. The second trip, they had another one. It was a road blue. Now I'm thinking, damn, I want this. They have 2 Bernard Kings in that style. But and you can relate to this, Albert, because you know back in those days, we weren't making much money in the military. So, again, I had to make a big decision. And I said no. Now, for those who have seen my Bernard King jersey, technically it's not accurate in this respect. When King came to the team, he came doing that last year of that style, and they went to a scoop or round neck. Previous styles were the V-neck. There was a player who did wear number 30 that previous season. His name was Alex Bradley. He was a guard. He was a one-year player. Surprised me. I don't know why. But his was a V-neck, and apparently Cosby must have made it out to a King, unless King wore in the preseason. And I don't think he did because he came much later in the season. But part of my jersey experience, my stories, man, I'm telling you, I was really fortunate at that point in time to get what I did, let alone place an order for my custom Knick jerseys. That was huge. That was so big for me. And the best part of all of this, I've been giving jerseys as gifts to guys, friends who play ball or who like sports. The one great thing about giving these gifts is when they hold up their jersey and they see their name. I mean, and it's like this long gaze for a good minute, if not longer, man. And because they can't, I won't say they can't comprehend, but there's the amazement that they got something just like what a player wears. Because again, nobody would think to get one, let alone how or where they could get one, and to see one with their names on it. As a matter of fact, Mac, you did one for me. You did a Celtics '2 Haskins. Remember that one? That was for my cousin, and I've given the Detroit Pistons for another friend of mine's. And when I would wear mine out, people would be, surprised. Some would ask me, where I get it from, or if they asked me if I played.
Yo, sorry, so I don't mean to cut you off, man, but we are actually hitting the 2.5 mark here. I kind of want to leave the floor open for any last minute questions. That goes for anybody in the chat as well. Before it gets too late in the evening, man. But I definitely saw some questions floating around in regards to like questions that you guys may or may not have. I know we talked about Tom Brady a little bit. But real quick, man, I just want to throw it out there because Big Slim, shout out to the homie Big Slim. But
what a Big Slim.
I just want to wish my thoughts and prayers go out to Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon's family and stuff like that. If you guys don't know who he was, if you're not into wrestling like that, he was a legend for basically the whole wrestling world of things. And I'm sure, like, if you 80s babies are out there, you guys know who Chico, who he was and everything that he did. I actually was fortunate enough to meet him. Which I met a couple, I think it was like last year, but I met him at a local convention in my area, and it was hard, man. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard seeing him, just really like in the condition that he was in. Because when I think of Scott Hall, I think of that guy, when he was in the Federation and he was in the NWO and he was going up against like my childhood favorite heroes like The Rock and the whole Monday Night War thing. I wish Big John was still here because he's a big wrestling guy. And Slim, I know you know what I'm talking about. But like, yeah, man, I think he was the walking he was a walking testament of people who, really overcame real hardships in real life and turned it around. You know what I'm saying? If you guys watch his story, he got involved with some heavy drugs and, he had to go through rehab and, for him to overcome that and then basically, live his life, the remaining days of his life, as going to conventions and, going to like wrestling events to these newer generational superstars and just giving them like, advice and stuff was really humbling. So, bottom line, it hurts when you see childhood stars that you really look up to pass away. You know what I mean? And, I know for us, a lot of us, with Kobe too, that was a very, very like huge blow to the world of sports, whether you're a Lakers fan or not. But his comment, Slim's comment, I'm not gonna highlight that, but yeah.
Well, I was laughing every time I am on a live and Kobe comes up. I think of the tribute pieces that we've talked about in previous lives. Which is messed up because it's a sad topic, but
it's funny.
If you replay when you mentioned Kobe, I literally was like this. I went like this.
That's another reason why I thought of it.
I'm sorry. Like let the man rest in peace already. Jesus.
Oh no, yeah.
I don't go a fucking day without seeing a Kobe something. Kobe thing. Kobe, I'm like, geez, let the man fucking rest in peace. I'm sorry, I get it. He fucking died, fucking whatever. Every day, man. Sorry.
I think I
Let
struck
the
a
man
chord
rest.
down there.
Nobody posted Betty. What's her name? Betty Page.
White?
What's her name?
I did.
Betty White.
I did. Yo, I did.
I know. I'm saying I haven't seen any Betty White ghost Tupac pictures. Like I haven't seen anything with Betty White. I'd rather see Betty White post every day. I gotta see Kobe shit every fucking day, bro. Jeez.
But to your point, man, it's about this generation, how they perceive things. Seriously, man, that's how I take it. You know,
bro, they gave this dude a Stanley Cup All-Star game thing. I'm like, bro, what? Then you gotta win by 24. I'm like, come on, let the man fucking. Every day we had to do a tribute or a Kobe. Kobe went from like not being a top 15 player to being number 3. How? Tell me how, Sway. I do not. Does anybody remember when Shaq was like, he's not a top 5 Laker? We got Magic, me, Wilt Chamberlain, and somebody else. I'm like, bro, now Kobe's number 2 all time. I'm like, bro, like I understand the dude passed away, rest in peace, and all that in chicken grease, but bro, man, yo, Kobe, this, Kobe, that.
Here's another one that I saw when I was at the flea market.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's just fucking.
You're good. I'll remember not to mention him anymore. So
no, it's not that, man. But every day, have you gone a day without seeing a Kobe? Something about Kobe?
No.
What's the last time you went a full 24 hours without going on Instagram? Something that has nothing to do with Kobe.
24 hours.
I haven't got one day. Just today. Huh?
24 hours is Kobe's number. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It don't stop.
He's everywhere. Albert, one of my cats is named Kobe too.
I get that.
And you know what's crazy too?
But you know what? Your cat's fucking alive.
You know what's crazy about it too, dude? I work an 8-hour shift. Kobe's first number.
Oh my god! And oh my god! Then UConn had a GG jersey on the bench. What the? I understand. She's a great basketball player. She went to whatever. But why? Why did the players have GG jerseys on? Why? What impact did she make in the NBA? So when somebody dies, so their family, their daughter died, bro, we got to bring them in. I'm sorry. And fuck the other 8 people that died, by the way. Fuck them. They don't get a patch.
Actually, on the All-Star Game jerseys that they wore in 2020, they did have a memorial patch under the jock tag with the initials of all those who perished in the tragic accident.
Bro, can you name me one person besides Gigi and Kobe that died? Exactly. Everybody got real quiet.
He said, no, look at Big Slim.
Oh, I did go on an 8-hour live. Oh my god.
Yo, I gotta show this real quick.
I'm gonna go get my 8 hours, guys. I'll see you later.
I'll see you in 24 hours.
Yeah, I'll see you again this time tomorrow in 24 hours.
This made me laugh because I went to the flea market the other day and I was thinking about snacks. And this is I was just scratching my head, but this was on a shirt. And it's Tupac and Selena, the singer.
But is that a real picture or is it like Photoshop?
It's got to be Photoshop, man. I don't think they ever like.
That shit looks so out of place. That shit looks so out of place.
Like, my point being though, like, okay, like Selena and Tupac are no longer here, rest in peace. But like they just throw, it's like going back to your point, like they just throw like deceased people all in one picture, like, when Kobe and Gigi are at like Heaven's Gates and then greeting them is Harambe and Nipsey Hussle.
NWA.
It makes no sense. Like what? I get it, you know, you're paying homage, but like, how does that make any sense? Like, these guys never met, you know.
Yo,
and
when I saw Eazy-E greeting Gigi, and Gigi probably she don't know who Eazy-E is. Like, what does
Kobe would be like, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
Just keep walking. Just ignore him.
Big Slim. Yeah,
we all know
think
that,
so.
you know.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that Selena and Tupac never really like hung out like that. You know what I'm saying? So for them to take like a prom photo like this is really non-convincing to me.
I think it's because maybe culturally over there, bro, that shirt probably makes sense culturally over there.
I don't think
like over here. We never see in the East Coast. I'm sorry, I never seen that a Selena Tupac shirt ever in my life. Bro, that shit's hilarious, man. I'm sorry, man. If I go one day without seeing something about Kobe Bryant, I literally would have to like shut down the phone. And I can't even do it on the because every day on ESPN it's the same shit. I'm like, bro. They asked Kobe Bryant if he will win a dunk contest versus Jordan, Vince Carter, or something like that. He gave props to Vince Carter. And they're like, oh, I would have said Kobe. Have you seen these dunk contests in 1997? I'm sorry, 96, whatever. He went between his leg one time and boom, the world exploded. Like, what the I'm sorry. Let me stop. R.I.P. number 824.
You're good. Real quick, man, I want to ask the floor and stuff, and I know there's shout outs to the 7 people that are in here right now, but like
if you ask a Ben Simmons question, I'm gonna fucking flip.
It's not a it's not
okay, I'm sorry.
But like in terms of like the cards, because Mac, I know you've been messaging me about like Marvel cards and stuff like that, and I actually got a Marvel Funko that's coming in, and I'm actually really stoked. But then upon getting the Funko, I was actually like curious, like if they made any cards of this particular character, and I was just thinking to you guys, like, have you picked up any cards recently, like huge hauls? Or I mean, I know you showed.
I'm so glad you asked.
I wanted to ask before we call it a night, man. But like, I know you're a card enthusiast, like Snacks and.
So I showed this one earlier, but this is probably the biggest one. I got to for the people, for the culture,
for the people.
That's
but
fire.
This is Ultimate Spider-Man / Miles Morales achievement card from 2016 Marvel Masterpiece. So in order to get this card, you had to complete a tier 1 set of Marvel Masterpiece, and this was like the reward online that you got. Supposedly there's less than 150 of these that were given out as achievement rewards. And the artwork on the 2016 set was done by Joe Jusko, who's a pretty well-known artist in the comic book community, and he was also the artist that did the first Marvel Masterpiece set in 1992. So he has some, importance because of that. And then I also picked up my first Precious Metal Gems cards. So this is a Iron Man PMG. So these are MCU cards. So I got Iron Man. I got Hulk from Thor Ragnarok.
Is Hulk wearing a helmet on that one?
Yeah, it's from the battle that he had with Thor. I got the entire Guardians of the Galaxy set. So this is like Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, Gamora, and Rocket. And
Time out.
Actually.
What in the world is happening in the Marvel Universe that requires Hulk of all characters needing a helmet?
Well, he's fighting Thor. So...
Yeah. That's like, isn't that in reference to like Planet Hulk and stuff like that? Like,
yeah.
Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Werewolf Hulk.
Man, comic books are short changed when I was coming up, man.
This
It's
is
bad enough they're screwing around with the costumes, but now that the universes that they reside in, oh Lord.
It's actually pretty cool, Michael. Like I was like never really. I gotta tip my hat off. My hat I'm not wearing tonight, but I gotta tip my hat off to the people over at the MCU because they literally made characters that were not very appealing to the general public, like very appealing. And
Well, historically, Marvel has the thing with Marvel was that their characters were more realistic versus DC. I'm a DC guy, and I respect Marvel, and I get it. Yeah, their heroes, yeah, they are more realistic, but for this, apparently, for whatever reason, they're modified certain characters, or I'm assuming. I don't follow Marvel that tight, but the trend for me visually is I know that again they screw around with the costumes. I don't know why, but with DC, I'm disappointed in DC because they basically just restarted everything apparently for this generation. Because the last good thing they did, in my opinion, was with the Batman series when they had the Death in the Family, that dark stuff. You know, that's when they killed Jason Todd.
oh, okay.
Or whoever, I admit that was pretty good because the Batman character is a tragic character. So for them to do that, I had no problem with it, to be honest. Because it makes sense. It just makes sense to me. But with Marvel, as far as the production of their films, how many times can you tell the origin story as it relates to Spider-Man? I mean, come on, really? And the only one that I give Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man. Did he do one or two?
He did.
Three.
He did three of them. The first, second, and third.
Yeah, he needs to go back in the gym and put that suit back on. Now, again, I haven't seen the ones after him because to me he was a great Peter Parker Spider-Man. He really was. I really enjoy his performance. I've barely seen the Thor movie with my man who was in Star Trek and The Last Men in Black. That was apparently they need to pay Will Smith a hell of a lot of money. I'll just say that. So he could have done that one. But
yeah.
Well, speaking of Will Smith, it's Jada Smith is rumored to play Miles Morales, and yeah, that's been the rumor for the past couple of days. It's been going crazy.
Real quick, that card that Mac has, man, that looks like Deadpool. What's the deets on that?
Yeah, so this is a Deadpool card from a recent set called X-Men Metal that came out, and this particular one is a blue parallel. So in order to get this color, you basically had to combine 10 of the base cards to get the blue. And then if you combine 100 of the base cards, there's a black version of this, which is also going to be pretty rare. So I picked this up fairly cheap, but down the road, because it's kind of an achievement redemption, there'll be fewer of these out than like the base cards. So I decided to pick it up. So
that's fire.
Wait, but do you have Hispanic Batman? Nobody has Hispanic Batman, bro. Whatever. Where's this shit? I'm trying to get the angle. What up? We gotta blow it up. What up? Damn, the lighting is. Hold up, we gotta get the light. There he is. Come on, bro. That's Jake's. I bet you don't got that.
Is that a comic or is that like
it's a comic book.
That's crazy.
Hispanic Batman. Yo, this is
wow.
So super racist.
That's
that mustache though. That's fire, bro. Oh,
that's hilarious. Wow, dude.
Hispanic Batman.
That's funny. I had to frame it. I actually I paid $80 for this shit, bro.
Wow, that's dedication right there.
I got a good deal for it because it goes around 140 around there. So
Penny Hardaway refractor prism. That sounds like it's worth pretty penny.
Oh, speaking of sports cards, I got an old pack of rookie cards. I brought the box set, and I opened maybe a couple of packs, and the rest are still sealed. And I only did that just to see if there was any gum in them, because I think most companies stopped putting gum with their cards, right? Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
imagine opening a box of 30-year-old cards with gum in them, man. Ooh, I bet
Yeah,
that's
for my
tasty.
birthday, I opened up a pack of Ninja Turtle cards and I ate the gum. Yo, it was straight. It literally in my mouth. And
No,
I thought it was gonna be funny. That shit was disgusting, bro. I
check
think
this out.
my niece got the video of it. I should post it. It's fucking.
It's safe to assume you guys grew up Mutant Ninja Turtle fans.
Oh,
Okay,
Never heard of
I never got to it, but dig this. I used to work for a temp agency for a print shop in Durham, Midi, that processed and put together those hexagon tin cans and that pack with the chips in them. Dude, at the same time, about a few weeks later, we started processing the foreign cards, foreign versions, specifically the French ones. When this run was done, because there's like this crazy rule in production where you have to get rid of so many you have to get rid of, dude, our supervisor, he just told me, I was the line handler, I had, puts the product on the table to be processed. And he told me, another guy that was helping me, just hide this stuff. So somewhere in this plant, this print press in Durham, North Carolina, are tin cans of French. Pokemon. Excuse me, Pokemon. That's what we're processing. Pokemon. Somewhere in that plant is money, and it's been about 10, 15 years since I last worked there. But I was like, even the fact that it was French. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can really. But it was wow. To imagine having those cards now.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. My God, look at that thing.
I haven't put the thing on. I haven't clipped it off because I don't know if I can take it off.
That thing looks amazing. That thing looks freaking amazing.
Bro.
You know what I love about the Lord Zed helmet, man, is that he's got that Z. And for those of you who don't know, people call me Rez. That right there.
You kind of extending that Z.
Yeah, you might see me in that a couple of times when my alter ego is wearing that thing. But
bro, I told you I'm gonna make sweet love to my woman in this.
You're the villain, man.
I haven't even activated the voice thing.
Is it like a switch? Like you just,
there's a button, but I gotta do something with the battery in the back. The reason I ain't
battery.
Dude, I was at okay, that's fire.
Hold on, let me get a open this.
I was at my local mall the other day, and I was like, I am not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But like, I saw that they had a dual Darth Maul like replica lightsaber, and I was like, yo, shut up and take my money. And I had to really like pull myself out of it because I was like, what the hell are you doing? What are you gonna do with a dual lightsaber? You know what I'm saying? And I had to really check.
The question is, what are you not gonna do with a dual lightsaber?
That's true.
That's what the collectors would say.
Man,
that's the question.
It was hard, man. It was really hard to like step out of there because, like, I mean, I have so many different fandoms. Like, I'm into so many different things, and
I'd say an example of different shit that we're into.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, dude. If I show you, like, I have so many different things in here. Like, I got my Pikachu, I got like my my vintage Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon Skull. Like, I have so many look at this, dude. I got a Jack in the Box Jack bobblehead. Like, I'm just so freaking random, dude. And it's kind of like, what the hell am I doing? And I think that's why we all kind of connect on that level because we're into like so many different things.
What's the most like besides sneakers? What's the most valuable thing that you have, like price wise, that you could flip and make a shitload of money right now?
Like on a single item?
One single item.
No jerseys or shoes?
No jerseys or shoes.
Probably my framed MJ painting / signature.
I would say it would probably
What's the net worth, you think?
What's it worth? I've been told anywhere between like 6,000 to 9,000.
Damn,
Good money.
you're sitting on gold.
I got it for 2, I think.
Oh snap!
Yo,
Coming to life.
my girl's not here, so I'm gonna have to touch myself silly.
Summon the putties, man. Summon the putties.
There's gonna be some putty, all over the place.
To answer your question, I would have to say, and ironically, it is a Power Ranger item. My San Diego Comic-Con gold-plated Dragon Dagger.
Like a legit dagger.
Yeah, it's like an actual prop. Like
how much would that be worth?
Dude, last time I checked, I think it was probably like a couple thousand.
You can hear my voice? Oh my god. This shit is awesome! Bro. Yo, this thing is dope.
That's dope. Yeah, they still have it, man. They still have that at my local GameStop, and I'm like trying to convince myself, don't do it. But then every time I go there, I just want to say, hey, can I get that? You know,
don't do it.
I know. Yeah, no. So the Dragon Dagger would probably be my most expensive non-sneaker jersey item that I have.
And that's probably something like you would never part with. That's like break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would never get rid of it, not because of that, but more so because it was actually given to me by a friend who
gotcha.
Went through some
hoops.
Yeah, like they went through some hoops to get that for me. And I remember I wasn't at Comic-Con that year, and my buddy was, and I've been to Comic-Con, and I know the hell and the trenches that you got to go through, like when you're there to get something. It's crazy. But he somehow managed to, put in the work and the time and line up for me, and he managed to get me one because he knew that, like, I wanted this thing so bad that I literally slept with my phone in my hand for him to call me in the morning to let me know whether he got it or not. And he got it, and he gave it to me, and it's been in my collection ever since. This was like probably, I want to say like maybe like 2013, 2014.
That shit got some years on it.
Nice.
Time. And it's never been used.
Mine would be, I would have to say my Miles Morales 9.8 CGC 9.8, and that shit is only growing and growing.
That's
probably my Ninja Turtle Barcade.
Yeah, that's definitely fitting.
If it's sneakers, it's got to be my what is that shit called again? Oh, the Alien Reebok Alien Stompers that came in a box. That shit's going on crazy money on StockX.
Did you buy those to wear, or did you just get them like because they were dope?
I bought them because they were dope, and I've never worn them, and I want to sell them, but this box is stupid heavy. It's like ridiculous how heavy this box is, and it's I don't know how to sell it. I really don't, and I don't know how to price it. This thing is, look how heavy this thing is. Fucking heavy as fuck. And it's just sitting there collecting dust.
Put it on StockX and crack people down to the white meat for them, man. Like, what's the problem?
Bro, I would have to go to UPS will have to like they're gonna have to.
They got a box for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about UPS. They'll pack it for you. That's the good part.
That's mine right
Ooh.
there. And this one it ended. Somebody bought it.
For how much?
Okay, yeah.
It said sold at 3,500, but mine is actually autographed. It's autographed by Jason David Frank.
Oh shit! So that adds a little extra.
It adds a little more incentive to it.
It's got an autograph on it. No big deal.
that's like a little like low key style right there. Look at this thing. Man.
These alien stompers are autographed by Sigourney Weaver. No big
If
deal.
they were, bro, I would have sold this shit so fast. There's gotta be an alien out there, bro. I love that I have it, but it's nothing. I would sell this in a heartbeat if somebody came and picked it up.
Rez is mad jealous. What am I mad jealous of? Of the Lord Zed? Hell yeah, I'm mad jealous.
Definitely.
Bro, who wouldn't be jealous?
I hate to say it, but the Niners schedule is brutal next year. I don't see the moves that were made much of an upgrade. We're gonna suck. Yo, like I said, man, leave it to Shanahan and all of our faith into our current quarterback to win us a Super Bowl. Just kind of there, but
never know. You can knock it out of the park in the draft.
It's true. We could have had Mac Jones, but instead we got.
All you gotta do is draft a bunch of Buckeyes. You're good, man.
Thank you for that, by the way. Now we have 2 Macs on the team.
2 Macs.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I got traded to the Patriots this week, so it's been nice working in finance. But I've been asked to help the team out, and I'm looking forward to the challenge bringing another banner to Gillette. So,
got you. They saw your 40 speed. They were like, "Oh shit, get them."
Yeah,
like we could turn. We could. What's your title? What's your job title?
What's that?
What's your job title?
Linebacker.
No, I'm talking about your real job.
Oh, that is my real job.
Linebacker.
Huh?
Office linebacker.
Serious. So whatever your job title is, Belichick can turn you into a slot receiver. Slot receiver.
He's like, he was a portfolio specialist. Like we could definitely turn him into a linebacker.
Definitely a slot receiver.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl, Pro Bowler, Super Bowl MVP.
Yo, Albert, this is what I meant to send you. This is what I was talking about, but then I said I didn't even realize.
You sent me a pack of football cards. I would have fucking framed that. I appreciate it. The thought.
We're hitting the 3+ mark, man, and usually this is when I start to
8 hours, bro. You have to beat the record, man.
I
801. That's all you need. 801.
Can't do it, man. What is that? The Patriots have traded offensive linebacker Chase to the Browns for Elbow. Mac Wilson. Sources say
Adam Schefter reported.
No fake news, man. He reported it. Adam Schefter did.
So it's official. The 49ers lost Morant, right? The running back, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's gone. Like they didn't re-sign him. So.
You know why? Because you got Trey Sherman, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, wait till Trey Sherman blows up next year, bro. Trey Sherman's gonna be the man.
I don't know what to say about the Niners, man. I mean, I'm ride or die with my team, but they just seem.
Don't be that guy.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
I'll ride or die.
With Shanahan, though, like I question his coaching.
Bro, y'all made it to the NFC Championship game.
It's not enough.
That's good. That's not bad.
It's not enough.
You're gonna win Super Bowls every year for the rest of your life.
Yes.
That's the only way I could be satisfied.
Until I see that 6. That 6
ring. It feels good, Rez. I hope you get it soon.
Huh?
What happened?
What?
No, what did you say? I agree.
Did somebody say something about 6 championships?
Oh shit!
Look, we have 3. I ain't witnessed none of those.
I mean,
and that's what we was the.
Saying, Rez,
and that was when we were the Oakland Raiders.
I hope you get it sometime soon because I don't want Ciotti to be just the only person in the Jersey community that understands.
1 for the thumb.
I was
Yeah.
I was 7 years old when the Niners won against San Diego, man. I don't fucking remember that shit. I want
Bro, you
some.
got to see.
What
You got
a
to see.
great night
You got
that
to
was.
You got to see. You got to see your team in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah, and then we also saw him lose twice.
I only saw my team go to the Super Bowl once, and they got fucking destroyed. And that was like, I was in the Navy. Just say that. That's how old. I was
Well,
literally actively in the military.
according to Raiders fans, y'all got Devontae Adams. Yeah.
Bro,
I was reading Pistol's comment because Pistol, shout outs to Pistol.
he needs to calm down.
He's like a diehard Raiders fan, but every time, like even when y'all got or when he got Russell Westbrook with the Lakers, he was like, Russ is the man, he's the best. And then I fucking hate this guy. Get him off this goddamn team.
Yeah,
Like
sounds like a Philadelphia fan.
and I mean, no disrespect, but it's just like the fandoms. Like, how you were like venting out about the Sixers fandom? I feel like it's like that with every fandom. Because
Yeah. But
like with the
different.
Warriors, with the Warriors fans and stuff, like they always cheer when we're winning and shit. But then like this whole thing that whole play that happened with and Mac, I'm sure you know about this whole Marcus Smart. I don't think it was intentional. Was it
Marcus Smart? What did he do?
He like dove for the ball, but then he like basically like bum rushed Curry on his leg or whatever. And
if it was somebody else, nobody would give a fuck.
Yeah, and then
it's like a very Marcus Smart thing to do. Like it's not, I don't think it was intentional.
I feel old because I remember Marcus Smart was like Oklahoma State. And I was like, bro, he should be the first pick of the draft. I was like rooting for him. Like, yo, he's gonna be the best player in the draft. And he's still irrelevant, man. So I'm kind of happy I made that.
I mean,
I was a Marcus Smart guy.
Am I mad that Curry is out? Absolutely. But would I say it was intentional? No, I don't think so. And everybody, like all these like Warriors fans around me, like, well, how could you say that? He's a fuck this guy. Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, he's literally playing a game to win.
It's a basketball move, right?
He's doing what he needs to do as a defensive player to get the ball. Like, how could you hate on the guy? Like, had we done that to somebody like Jason Tatum and we knocked him out, would fans say that, we went out intentionally to hurt him? No.
But it's not like he's out for the season. Like, he's going to be back. It's not like X-rays came back negative and all that shit.
Yeah, knock on wood. Because, if he's not going to play in the playoffs, we're done. I'm sorry, but we can't.
Yeah, happy for your team.
Like I said, I root for my team, man. I still stand what I said earlier in the season. I said, yo, as long as we got everybody healthy and 75% of Klay Thompson's shooting ability,
he said 75%.
75% is all we need. 75%. But
you got an all-star in Wiggins, don't you? Like, he's balling.
He's kind of fell off after the All-Star game.
Do you remember all that? I remember all the hype when he was coming out of college.
He's like, goal accomplished.
Yo, Andrew Wiggins is gonna be the GOAT. Yo, that dude disappeared for so many years, man. This is like his first All-Star ever, and I don't know how many years. They were hyping him up so bad. I was like, bruh. And people were like, they were like wanted to lose. They were like, losing for Wiggins or some shit like that.
Right.
Where did he get drafted again? Wiggins? The Wolves, right?
Yeah, that was like, how many years ago was that?
A long time ago.
Like 5 years, maybe?
It was like 2014 or 2015 because I was like buying cards then, and then I got out of the game just in time for Luka to come in. So that was smart.
Somebody's holding on to that. That was dark. You went to a dark place there.
I know. It's the dark hour, between like 2 and 3, things get dicey.
And you know what? That's exactly why I don't pay the prices for these like new players, or current players that don't even have like at least a minimum of 3 or 4 years on their belt. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you look at those LaMelo Ball jerseys. LaMelo Ball, he's balling right now. But who's to say, like, 5 to 10 years from now, he's going to be that same player.
He's going to be a Lamar Ball, basically.
Lamar.
But I mean, like, if you look at Derrick Rose, like, people will still buy his jerseys because they remember that version of Derrick Rose. And I think, like, with LaMelo Ball, I don't really see that jersey being worth less than, $350, $400, like, 10 years from now, regardless of what happens.
I the only way I would buy a current player is that they at least had to like win an MVP in that jersey or a championship. I'm not gonna go all out and get like some common basketball player that's hot now. Then you never hear it. He's gonna be like whatever. Because it happens, like it really, and they, people get traded left and right. They're crying. I don't like this team. Trade me, like what the fuck. Speaking of trading me, where y'all think Baker Mayfield will go? I'm just curious.
Dude, there's a guy I follow on Instagram, and he's from like Northeast Ohio, and he went pretty hard on like Baker cards last year.
Oh my god!
Really nice stuff.
He went all in.
And he showed this reel today on Instagram of like all the cards, and it had like a crying emoji and like a super sad song playing in the background. I was like,
the eyes of yeah, but remember when everybody was investing into Deshaun Watson, and then things happened, and people were like, "Fuck!" So if people were like,
"He'll be hot though. His stuff will be up like this week for sure."
Whoever invested like while he was gone is fucking cha-ching. I would start selling that shit.
I thought about it, but I couldn't morally bring myself to do that. So I was like, I feel gross about that. I'm not gonna do it.
But didn't he get like indicted or not indicted? But he's like dropped all the charges and all that shit.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson was never arrested either, and I sold all his shit too. So you got to stay consistent.
It's so funny that I looked up who would I look up autograph? Oh, Mike Vick. I was like, man, I wonder how much Mike Vick autograph rookie cards.
$100.
Yeah, $145. I'm like, oh shit! Back in the day, that shit was like it's $600. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah,
I miss those things.
People don't realize that, man. Like the value of players, like when they were like in their prime, and then I feel like that too with a lot of players that like we grew up to watch. Their jerseys aren't. I mean, obviously with Nike jerseys right now, the market is absolutely insane. I've never seen jerseys, even back when Mitchell and Ness had like the hype train. Like I've never seen jerseys peak at like $500-600 plus. For a retail authentic, I've never seen that, and it's crazy.
Yeah, this is a new era, bro. Because
it is.
Nike is doing it because the way they're releasing them and shit like that. So you're right. The jersey game is it's becoming the sneaker game, man. Especially when you're charging people for legit checks.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely changing, man. And fortunately for me, I'm not one of those people these days to buy into that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done it enough with the shoe game. And I certainly don't want to do that for the jersey game. The jersey game is like one of the last few things that I have out of my my fandoms that I guess I don't know if tainted is the right word, but it wasn't really in the radar of a lot of like hype beasts or resellers. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that I look for, especially like, I mean, there's people out there that buy it, but never to the effect where they would spend triple digits on, you know what I'm saying? Like it's rare. Like the Dick Buckus jersey, for example, like I got that jersey for like $40, and $40 compared to a $600 Nike authentic, which might potentially get restocked. That's another thing too that I was going to mention was that authentic Steph Curry jersey. I mean, look, guys, whoever paid the prices that they're going for online prior to this restock, that's the type of shit that kills me. Knowing that I'm spending all this money with a jersey when Nike can easily just bring it back like that, no questions asked. How would you feel? Like, how would that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'd probably pass out.
I definitely won't drop that for like a nah, hell no. That's just me because I don't buy recurrent jersey players, but that would suck to have that feeling of
We've
you spend like
we've had
$600.
conversations.
Literally the next
Yeah.
day they got it on retail, full size.
Like I think we've had conversations about this, and it's like you kind of have to look at the future market for that player or style, and kind of try to determine what direction you think that market is going to go, and come up with a price that you're comfortable with. Like for me, when I got the Mamba LeBron jersey, it was a lot, but I was like, I really don't think they're going to be re-releasing these. Like, if they do, it's going to be a while. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in now because I don't feel like the jersey that I'm buying is going to like depreciate that much. Like, I don't intend on selling this in the next 2 years.
Are you looking at these buys as future investments to resell?
So I'm not looking at them that way. So I mean, because they don't hold any real like sentimental attachment to me, because like my Dale Murphy jerseys mean more to me, my Hank Aaron jerseys mean more to me, my Patriots jerseys certainly mean more to me, even Jordan. But LeBron, I'm not gonna discredit him as a player. Like, he's great, but he's just not in my personal top 5 players that I've watched. It just, I don't know. So from that standpoint, I know that they have value. Like, the jerseys are worth a lot more than what I originally paid for them. And for a collector to be able to buy that many authentic LeBron jerseys in one shot, that there might be a premium that's attached to that to somebody out there. So, I would probably sell him down the line, maybe when he retires or when he gets into the Hall of Fame or something like that, because that money might help me pursue other things that I am a little bit more passionate about, or can help me pay off a portion of my house, or, something like that. So, from that standpoint, I do kind of look at them as a, potential investment that can help me out down the line. So.
Oh, and by the way, in our 8-hour live the other day, throughout the last 2 hours, I found out that fucking Mark motherfucking Slim Danner, he traded the Irish LeBron jerseys for a Michael Jordan All-Star. I don't give a fuck if that shit had a fucking actual wizard on his fucking nipples. Bro, I looked at him like, first of all, I'm the stupid one for selling it at the time. Then that's double stupid to trade something. I'm like, yo, I regret that shit. Then I was like, yo, you still have it? No, I traded it to Mark. I'm like, what, for what? Oh, Jordan, the Wizards jersey? And literally, he told me after he got it, Mitchell that's released it. I know you, bro. Oh my god. I can't wait.
I'm sure you still have
both of y'all in the same room so I can just point and laugh at Mark.
I'm sure you still have.
Why I pat you on the back, Diddy?
Growing up in the Boston area, I've been around some great general managers. Danny Ainge bought the big three together. Obviously, Bill Belichick built the dynasty here. Red Auerbach. Maybe some of those roster moves paid off, paying attention. That's all I can say. I can't really take credit for it. It's just the environment that I grew up in.
What am I hearing right now? What am I hearing? I like, bro, like, all right, so can you imagine, like, having Michael Jordan, like, high school, like, official jersey, like, his official high school jersey, which is something like, what the fuck? As I shake my head, yeah, definitely. You're talking about.
I mean, you win some and you lose some. I've lost some.
I lost, and I felt like I got a double loss because the person I gave it to, not gave it to, but I sold it to.
I mean,
is like you could do whatever you want. Once it's out of my hands,
you
do
should have
whatever
sold
you
them to me. Is what you should have done. You could have raked me over the coals.
No, but I gave you the alley-oop for the connect, but you ended up getting the shorts, right?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the whole fucking suit, whatever. But to have, to me,
I do
that's gotta
sometimes
be.
dress up as high school LeBron
I
James.
bet you fucking do. I could picture baby powder and everything like this and everything, bro. To me, to
I put
have
the thing over my tattoo that I don't have.
Oh yeah, the paper. you glue the paper towels so it can get wet and so it can get stick, bro. To me, that's gotta be the most unique, rarest LeBron jersey you have. I don't give a fuck about All-Star jerseys. I don't give a fuck about Rev 30 made this jersey in a bro. To have a game like the company that made this jersey personally made that jersey and I'm like, bro, you know how hard that is, bro. And everybody on eBay right now is trying to say that they're game worn. Fucking bullshit. They're not game worn. They're selling them for $17,000.
I mean, the guy was selling them for 7 years after LeBron graduated before they shut down. So
exactly. And I was getting them for, I forgot how much I was getting them for.
It was 175, 200. It was very reasonable.
He wanted. I think I paid $250 for the Adidas joint, which that one is fucking incredible. I never got the green one.
Adidas made the white one?
They made the white Adidas.
Yeah, the white one.
So the story behind it is after LeBron, was in the NBA, Gloria LeBron, she was in charge of this this jersey sale with the owners of the people that made LeBron's high school jersey, the company, On Sport, whatever. And they sold them, but they were the green and the gold were 100, no, 200, but the Adidas one was $350 because I guess the Adidas whatever and everything. So when he told me he had the white one, but he wanted $250, but at the time I thought $250 was God damn, $250. I'm I just bit the bullet and got it and fell in love, man. You're not gonna find that jersey. You're not gonna find that fucking jersey. No, you're not gonna find it. And then to have the shorts to me, the shorts are more impressive too.
So I have the gold shorts and the green shorts. I don't have the white shorts.
The green shorts have the Adidas logo. The one I sold you had the Adidas logo, right? The green one.
Yeah.
Things I regret.
Yo, Mac, I don't know if can you make those?
Hell no.
So wait, what did you say? What did you say, Albert?
That collar is impossible.
He's challenging you.
Hey, Albert, I have the actual jerseys, so I
understand that part.
To my guy and be make this,
bro. If he can nail that collar, that's the big thing. The collar.
I don't know if you heard, but I did the 2003 Syracuse jerseys.
No, don't mention Syracuse over here with me.
I'm just saying. I know you didn't hear about it because of that, but
the shape of the collar is so crazy, bro.
Yeah, whatever. It's a pattern. If he sees the shape, he can create it.
If that can be done, Mac.
But to get that gold color, that's a certain kind of gold. That gold hits different.
Yeah, we got it.
Yes.
You're challenging.
I need the green one. Actually, is what I need. I need.
And by the way, I'm dumb enough. I'm not saying I'm dumb, okay, because I love that I traded my game issue 2003 McDonald's All-American jersey from the LeBron game. I love the jersey, but I felt like that's just collecting dust, and I think Mac will appreciate it more than I would. But I got the Mark Price out of it. That was our trade, which I'm fucking ecstatic.
If I ever make that jersey, you will definitely have one coming your way.
Yes, and exactly. It's basically I gave you the template to it, and that jersey. Exactly. Can you get that material? That material on that jersey.
You mean the All-American jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
What's the material called again?
It's just play dry, which is just dry fit, which is just I don't know, every other moisture wicking fabric from the early 2000s.
So that thing, yo, did you try that? I know you tried it on. That thing is fucking straight up Alvin and the Chipmunks all the way down to your ankles. That thing is long, bro. Pause.
Sometimes I dress up as high school LeBron and then all American LeBron.
You can go through his whole career.
Rookie LeBron. Yeah.
Please take pictures. That would be fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Do like what I did.
You can literally
At
go
one
from
point in the journey, I get rid of the headband. You know.
Do what
Did
I
you get
did
the
with
mask? The mask
yeah,
for the
I'll
cat.
do the mask when I wear the
do what I
throwback
did with
jersey.
the Sapolo jersey, the Adidas one.
Bro, he could literally wear his high school to Lakers uniform all the way through.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy to say that.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
You never got that Floridian one though, huh?
No.
I see, like he's opening up wounds.
No, it's okay. It's just like I said with that All-Star game, like there are so many jerseys from that era, you know, like the Floridians, like the whiteout, the Black Heat jersey, the Latin Nights jerseys, the Christmas Day jerseys. Like I'm never gonna get those. You know,
but if Mitchell and Ness makes them, do you count them as?
I'll buy them. Yeah, if Mitchell and Ness, if they make them and they do a good job, I'll definitely get them. But
gotcha.
But yeah.
Oh, but wait a minute. I could do that with Roberto Clemente. I could go from his to 18 years old into his last game. So I could do that too.
Except they didn't have like a new city edition jersey for him every year.
yeah. They didn't have the Pittsburgh Pirates turn ahead the clock jerseys.
Yeah.
Diddy saw me coming. I don't know what that means. Pause.
All right.
This conversation is definitely going to come up again next week.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I hate to be that guy, man. To end these.
You're being that guy, bro.
I'm being that guy tonight.
8 hours, bro.
I'm out. No, not 8 hours.
You only got 4.5 hours to go, bro.
No, man. I'm good. I'm tapping out for tonight, man. But I just want to thank everybody that hopped on tonight, man. And this was kind of a spontaneous live. Obviously, guys, you know, like y'all rock with me. I usually do these lives on Wednesdays, Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, I plan to go live next week, regular scheduling. If anything changes, I will alert you guys on my social media platforms. But I just want to thank everybody that hopped on tonight. Michael, you know, thank you for sharing that knowledge. And, you know, Big John, shout out to him. And, of course, the two gentlemen that are on screen with me right now, Throwback King and Booty. Or I should say Throwback Zed, or, you know. But, yeah, man, I mean, is there anything you guys want to add before I call it a night?
Anybody that's still watching, make sure you like the video. If you're not subscribed to Rez, make sure you subscribe and support the guy. He does a good job, and everybody loves him. So show love back.
Appreciate that.
Word. Same thing here, but make sure, I make videos too. Throwback King, hit me up. Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, yeah, like the video, all that good stuff, bro.
For sure. No, I appreciate you guys. You know, if you want, you could definitely check out these guys' YouTube channels as well. They have some dope content. They have channels of their own. And also huge shout outs to Kings of Throwbacks, created by the one and only Throwback King, man. It is definitely a great group. Check it out on Facebook if you have a Facebook account. You know, that's kind of what prompted me to go live tonight. Great topic, great set of people on there, and it's all jersey talk and jackets and things of that nature. So if you're looking to get that fix, if you're looking to learn about jerseys and you're getting in the game, that's like the best place to go to. That's where I go to for my jersey fix and stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a wonderful trip next week, man. I don't know if you know, I'll be able to see you guys this year, but definitely once I get married, you know, get in settled in, we definitely got to plan a trip, man, and make those memories. So
definitely.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see y'all very soon, man. So have a good night.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.